Just admit it, man. You miss listening to R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's what we're
Just
coming to
admit.
the conclusion of, man.
Just admit it.
Oh, no, I do. I will never deny that I miss listening to R. Kelly.
Why though?
Whether you like it or not, R.
I
Kelly,
never listened to him that much in the
That's you.
first
I was an R.
instance,
Kelly
man.
fan. And I don't, legit. I was
Step in the Name of Love's like a flawless
Gotham
record,
City to
but-
me is an amazing song.
Huh?
One of my favorite R. Kelly songs.
Which one?
The City of Gotham. The City of Love. The
Yikes.
City of Peace.
Yo, when Mo
where-
sings, fam.
Yo, what?
The guy sings it from the pit of his
Are you telling
stomach.
me right now Gotham City was
This
amazing?
guy sings it from the pit of his
I'm not
stomach.
an R. Kelly fan. I never
Gotham
have been.
City was a... Come on, stop it, fam.
Gotham
listen,
City?
fam. Yeah, Gotham
Why do
City.
you have a song called Gotham City? Bro?
Listen, fam, that's neither here nor there because he's the Batman.
Yo, 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 yo,
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with me, Yemi, Peter, and Mo. How we doing, guys?
Tired. Hungover.
Hungover?
Man.
Why are you so tired? What
Wow,
happened?
it was a long night last night, man.
Damn, yeah, it was. We were, our humble host, Peter, had a lovely house party. He tried to be host, but it wasn't really popping like that. But
He's a shit host.
Oh, safe.
he wasn't that great as a host.
Don't tell me it's right, sorry.
But it was
You're a great man. You're a shit host.
Safe, man. I appreciate that. I
You're my
appreciate
guy.
your honesty.
That's gonna be
Okay.
that's gonna on his
Honesty is
gravestone.
Yo,
important.
fam, yeah, we
Great
had to
man, shit
intercede
host.
bare times.
Say what?
Yeah, I had to interject a lot of times.
I did, but
you
you
did,
know,
man.
I'm doing it for the fam, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a few
Respect
friends over. We played some games, drank a lot of alcohol, had a lot of debate about rap. But and that's why he's in the state he's in right now.
Yeah.
You haven't been that drunk since
It's been about a couple of years, man.
it's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
Did you get drunk, Yemi?
I was a bit tipsy, but I wasn't like drunk. I woke up a bit like but I was fine after a couple of bottles of water.
Well, I was sober.
You don't drink.
That's that simple.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm gonna start, doing the exact same, man. I can't
You've been
do it.
saying that since the last
No,
time.
I'm like done.
Fair enough.
I've quit alcohol, man. It's the devil.
That's what you said the
I
last
respect
time.
that. I quit 27 years ago, but
You quit in the womb.
it's that simple.
Feel you. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you to everybody who tuned in to the first episode. We got a lot of good feedback, got a lot of good reception. And we're generally just happy that you guys liked it.
Much
and,
love.
Yeah, much love to everybody.
Yeah,
everybody
thanks,
who had
man.
constructive criticism, everyone who had feedback, everyone, shout out to you. Shout out to the people listening in Malaysia. I checked them stats. But we're wired out here.
And America.
Already. And America.
Whoever's in the United States and listened.
And my people's out in Sweden as well, man.
Sweden as well.
And Somalia.
We had one in Netherlands as well.
I swear.
Yeah.
And Ireland as well.
And Ireland as well. And in Wandsworth.
And Somalia.
Wandsworth.
Can we know Somalia?
Oh, sorry. Are there people listening to Somalia?
Who listens in Somalia?
Who's
My cousin.
Oh, hey, shout
Well,
out.
that one cousin.
Yes. And I'll take it.
We worldwide,
Yeah,
bro.
same.
We
Oh,
worldwide.
that's all I need to hear.
Fair enough. But yeah, we're just going to get straight to it, really. We've got quite a lot to talk about, got a lot to get through. I think the first thing we wanted to discuss was the phenomenon, the South London phenomenon known as Dave. Now, Dave has released his debut album, Psychodrama. It has debuted at #1 in the UK Top 40. It is being heralded as an amazing body of work from all corners of the scene and music and culture. And I basically just wanted to get some of you guys' thoughts on the album because obviously it is a very dense album in its subject matter. It's very deep. It's very it's very dense. So I couldn't think of another
Is
word.
that the best word you can think of?
Feel me?
yeah,
I was
because-
waiting there, like,
It's very dense.
patiently anticipating.
I mean, feel free to butt in whenever you want to, guys. I'm not the only one. Just
Oh, fair enough. In that case, it's amazing.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, man. That album's dope.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
11
that was
tracks,
dope, that
51
was
minutes.
dope,
You
that was
got
dope.
a very long 11-minute song called Leslie, which is the most like.
The best song on the album.
You think it's
You think it's the best
song?
song on the album?
It's up there. It's either that one or the one with J House. To me, personally.
I thought it was a bit too long.
Nah, I think.
I loved
really?
the subject and what it was talking about. I think it's really important.
It's a story.
Exactly. And his storytelling ability is top notch, man. Especially for someone so young. He's like 19, isn't it?
It's the first time you paid attention to him.
Yeah. you know me, man. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with like, you know, the UK scene.
Here we go.
You literally said the same thing word for word last podcast.
I know, man.
Love hate. He loves to love hate.
It's facts, though, isn't it? But yeah, man. So I thought, you know what, let me check it out. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, man. I had no expectations going into it because I'd never really listened to him before. So I checked out that album, the most recent one, and I listened to the Game Over EP. So I went backwards. And you can see the growth, man. You can definitely see the growth. And yeah, it was just a really dope album, man. Like, I wasn't expecting that for someone. When hearing it, I did a bit of research as to like how old he was and a bit about his
How old is
background.
Dave? What, 19?
It's like 19,
20.
yeah.
20? Fuck, you know.
So just like reading into him, it's really interesting, man. I'm quite surprised that someone so young could like drop such a mature project.
He's been mature since he first came out. I think the first time I listened to him, it was a song called Picture Me, and it was on his Six Paths EP, and that was 2017. So he would have been 17, 18 at the time. And even then, he was saying some stuff that not even people twice his age would say. Like, the way he's so introspective, the way he's so like smart, the way his storytelling is like on another level compared to other rappers in the UK anyway. So I always kind of knew that big things were in store for him, especially after he went #1 with Funky Friday, which was a departure for him because it's not the same deep storytelling. It's kind of more fun, and it shows that he has a very strong, like, introspective artist side, but he can also give you the pop hits.
He's mad diverse.
Yeah.
He's mad diverse. He's done that before, though. Because
Yeah.
he had that song with... What's the one Drake jumped on?
Oh, Wanna Know?
No, what's that one?
It's Wanna Know.
Was it Wanna Know?
Wanna Know.
Yeah, Wanna Know, sorry. And then you remember Drake jumped up that one. That was massive. And then he came back and done another deep... I remember when I've done another deep song. I forgot which one it was.
So when was
he's-
that Drake song?
That was what, like 2017?
Something like that, yeah.
2017. Came back.
So he would have been about 17?
Yeah, and that was
17,
a
18.
that was a commercial
Insane.
song. Then he came back and done a deep song. So he's always had a diversity where he can balance both out.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think there's a few people that could do that in the UK.
You know what my thing
So
about
to do
that
that
is?
at 19 is mad.
It's the fact that he got that Drake cosign, but I barely remember it because he's been able to just continue to be consistent, and he's outlived that Drake cosign. I feel like some artists these days kind of hold on to that,
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
whereas he just was like, okay, cool. He mentioned it in a few like songs, but other than that, he just kept it moving.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd heard of him as well from the Drake cosign. I didn't know about him. But when I saw the cosign, it didn't really make me pay attention because I don't really value Drake's. I won't say his opinion, but I don't really
signature.
him jumping on like, you know, tunes with new artists doesn't really make me gravitate towards them. Like, I want to, you know, listen to the artists because I want to listen to the artists. I don't care who's co-signing them. It could have been Jay, it could have been anyone, but it didn't really make me want to listen to him. So that didn't make me pay attention. But I remember I saw it. I was like, oh, okay. And then he was on Hot 97 as well.
Yeah, he
And
done
I
an
think-
interview with Roosevelt.
Yeah,
he did.
and I think that might have been in tune because of that as well. But you know, just like round of applause for him on this album, man.
It's definitely an amazing album.
Yeah, and the production was like top notch as well. He worked with Fraser T. Smith. Shout out to him as well.
That's
It's
Fraser
like
T. Smith.
And J5 as well, and Nana Rogues.
yeah,
And he did a bit of production on it as well. Dave himself.
he produced this
Oh,
as
for
well.
real?
Yeah, I think him and Fraser T. Smith especially, they go like half and half on the production whenever they're
Oh, mad.
Yeah,
on a song together.
I didn't even know that.
So yeah, that man, he's a jack of all trades in that respect. But yeah, man, I mean, the whole idea of having the therapist, having that being like an ongoing theme, so you kind of know his mental state throughout. Obviously, the song Leslie, the song Drama, the last song where he's talking about his brother and how much of a role model he was. Like, you really get an idea of just like where he's at in his life, because he more or less says it. Like the final lyric of his is like, "I'm glad all this drama has happened, all this trauma, because it's made me the man I am." So he's very much embracing the fact that he has had a mad life. Like, his only role model went to prison. His mum basically having to fend for him in a broken home, essentially.
Yeah.
And growing up where he grew up as well, where, you know, it's not the nicest side of the tracks. And he's managed to come out in one piece. So in that respect, it was very like symbolic, very symbolic album. Like, you could relate that to anybody. Like, everyone has their own individual traumas. And he, even on the song Leslie, he talks in a lot of detail about one particular woman's traumas with her friend and her
Man.
man, which was just sad. First time I listened to Leslie, I could just imagine all the girls across the country literally weeping in tears as they were listening.
So it's a deep story, man. It's a deep story.
fuckery.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's not.
fuckery,
And it happens a lot. You know, I don't know many artists. It's funny. I'm going to contradict myself. I think when certain rappers are trying to tell stories, especially when they're a new artist, the go-to is either maybe about growing up in a household without a father, or maybe talking about an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was still I still really enjoyed it.
Because it depends. You need to go about it a certain way as well.
Yeah.
It needs to come correct.
The story was very detailed.
Yeah.
It was like 6 verses. So it was extremely detailed. And I just felt like I was on a roller coaster, man. Like just mad different emotions, like with verse, with line after line after line, with verse after verse. Like so, and I still can't get over how young this guy is. Like it's just,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, man. The wealth of like knowledge and information and perspective that he has at his age is
it's almost unnatural.
yeah.
That's
it's
what
just,
I'm thinking. Like I've never seen.
It's actually quite frightening, man,
I
for
don't think-
someone this young.
Even from the UK, I don't think we've ever had a 19-year-old prodigy, so to speak. That expectations like this and come
Chip?
through.
Dizzy.
Nah, I
How old
wouldn't.
was Chipmunk when he came out with I'm in a league of my own?
He was young. He's still not even 30 yet.
But he wasn't spitting like. Was he spitting like this?
What, Chipmunk?
Yeah, like this.
Not on the same level, but
Yeah.
in terms of like the child
As
prodigy.
in, yeah. I'd say that, but I mean in terms of just looking at someone thinking, you've got the bars, you've got the lyrics, deliver something.
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not on that level.
That's what I'm saying, because
probably
there was pressure on Dave.
I think Dizzy might be the closest one though.
Dizzy's the closest one, but Dizzy was what?
Dizzy was
15 years ago?
How old was
10 years
Dizzy
ago?
when he came out with Boy in the Corner?
I think he was like, I think he might have been
03?
19, 20. It
Was it 03 or 4?
was 03.
We're going back.
I think he was like.
Do you know what I mean?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, like you need to think.
It's
There
been a
hasn't been. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To look at a little kid, a 19-year-old boy, man, thinking, yo, you got the bars, you got everything.
He's
Come
definitely a
through.
man because he can grow a beard and I can't. So boy.
Pain.
But how much of like the content do you think has to do with the time that we're in as well, the era? You know, we're in an era where like, you know, mental health is something that's being spoken about more and more, especially within the black community, which is great. I love that.
It's about time.
But do you think that also had a massive influence on the direction of this album?
I think he's always kind of preached that. He's always been very like deep about his life anyway. So I think that's just the lane he's chosen to go down. I think it might be coincidental that the times that we're in now
Exception as well.
are kind of more accepting of having a conversation about mental health. We're not anywhere near where we need to be, but at the same time, with people like Dave, we're able to at least open it up because he's able to shine a light on so many different stories that would get swept under the carpet if we didn't talk about it. So I think it's a happy marriage. And I think also all of his contemporaries, people like AJ Tracy, they don't necessarily rap about stuff like that. So maybe Dave saw that and was like, yo, I have things I want to say that can help people. I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
And I liked how vulnerable he was on this album, man. When you're like 19 years of age, growing up in London, it's difficult to show a certain level of vulnerability, especially amongst like your friends.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. We all grew up in, you know, a time where, and we're still growing up in a time where, like, as men, it's hard to
You don't show emotions.
express
you
yourself,
don't wanna-
man.
Yeah.
And on this album, I feel like he sprinkled a lot of vulnerability all over this album. On every single song, I felt like I got a bit of vulnerability, no matter what perspective it's coming from. Whether it's coming from just a perspective of, you know, being on the streets or dealing with, like, you know, a love interest or whatever. Like, I just feel like I was getting it from on every track. And that was like a massive pull. You man know me, man. I'm into like my... Why is there a boy bar?
No, rock on.
No, but
Here
you
we
man
go,
know
here
me,
we
man.
go.
I like, because obviously I'm a massive like R&B head, so I
No
like,
way. No way.
I like
Since
you
when?
know, the more sentimental lyrics and stuff like that. And
D'Angelo.
shout out D'Angelo, of course. So yeah, man, like a lot of the lyrics that he dropped in this album, like I just felt him, man.
Now he came through. He definitely came.
Yeah.
The pressure on him. He came through.
I don't think there was that much
There was
pressure.
pressure on Dave. I mean, for me, there was pressure. There definitely
Was there pressure?
was
So,
Pressure or anticipation?
yeah, I
'Cause
think there was more
I don't think
anticipation.
it's the
I
same
think
thing.
there's more pressure as well, man. I think there was a little bit of pressure. To say there was no pressure at all, yeah, but
I don't know because I wasn't
I think there
wasn't into
yeah,
him
you
like
wasn't
that,
into him.
so-
Yeah,
I
but
don't
there
think
was a
there was
little bit
necessarily-
of pressure.
I don't think there was necessarily pressure for him to drop like something like this.
Yeah, no one was expecting this, but there was pressure in terms of you need to deliver something.
I
Do you know
mean-
what I mean? It can't be whack.
Well, I mean, this is the first thing he's
Really?
done.
But he's young.
Yeah, but then
I think because he's so young, surely he would have been allowed to
nah.
have.
I'm not saying he's
whack
young
album.
dog him wrong, but then
I
there's
think
pressure.
generally
You can't drop something whack, especially where the level you're going at. Do you know
So
what I mean?
if it would have been whack, then what?
He would have took a hit. Even though he's young dog, I'm not saying he can't
Really?
rap, he would have taken a hit. Yeah.
I mean, naturally,
Dave, I'm talking
naturally,
about Dave. Like, some people dropping a whack album doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
Like, no knock against it, but AJ Tracy's album I wasn't there for. But him having a album doesn't affect him. Do you know what I mean? But someone like Dave, if he has a whack album, I don't look at Dave and AJ Tracy in the same light.
Okay.
what,
Do you get
because of
what
the
I mean?
content?
Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So if Dave had a whack album, I would have been like, so that maybe there was a little bit of, do you know what I mean? I think there was a bit of pressure on him to
Maybe
like,
it depends who
don't
you
drop the
talk to
ball.
then.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I'm
not
saying.
sure.
Like, don't drop the ball. That's what it is.
I'm not sure if there was as so much pressure as there was anticipation.
There's-
Because I feel like anything he would have dropped, people would have been looking forward to anyway. So the day he announces he's got an album coming out,
Yeah.
there's that anticipation. I'm not sure if that necessarily translates into pressure because he's been able to show that he can do.
But if you're
different things.
anticipating something, isn't there pressure naturally? If you're anticipating an album,
You're just looking.
surely
You're
there's-
just looking forward.
yeah,
to
but
it,
surely
though.
there's pressure then. If I'm anticipating something, it needs to be good.
Okay, yeah, naturally,
Naturally,
there
that's
probably
pressure.
is a bit of pressure.
It goes
there.
hand in hand.
Maybe it's just me, but personally, I wasn't putting pressure on it to be good.
No, but then if you're anticipating it, you're not going to anticipate something whack.
But how big of a fan of Dave were you though?
I was a big fan of
That's
Dave.
my
I was a
point,
big
but
fan of
then-
Dave. But at the same time,
What did you think the
obviously-
album was going to be?
I knew it was going to be some deep stuff. I thought there was going to be a lot more of a mixture of like the more mainstream stuff. So he kind of kept that to a minimum.
But you still
On
thought it was
Ross
going to
Smith.
be great, right?
I didn't think it was going to be.
Not this.
I wasn't expecting it
This,
to be this.
yeah,
I
but you
didn't.
thought it was gonna be-
I was expecting a good to very good album.
That's what I'm saying. That's full pressure.
I
Do you know-
suppose.
I think it goes
suppose
hand
it's
in
the way you
hand.
define it.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. Like there's some people whose albums come out and I was just like, it is what it is. But with Dave, I was looking at it like, yo, don't drop the ball. I clapped my hands, so I don't know if anyone heard that. But I'm like, yo, don't drop the ball.
I beg you, don't drop the ball.
Yeah, like literally. And he came through.
He definitely came
Yeah,
through.
shout out to Santander. He came through.
Jay Huss came through too. It's my flipping favorite song of the whole
Jay
album.
Huss came through, man.
See, I'm not.
J Hus came
I'm not a
through.
massive J Hus fan, but
Nah,
hearing
J-
him on that, I didn't realize he was lyrically as nice as he
He
was.
can bar.
Yo,
man.
Jay Huss came
Because
through.
I know he's known for the melodies, and you know the big singles, but yeah, he was barring.
Nah, Jay Huss came through.
Them man were going line for line, and I really enjoyed
I love
that.
the back and forth.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Shout out to Mohamedou Jallo, fam. He came through.
He did.
He
The
came
chemistry was dope as well. Have they collaborated before?
Yeah, they kind
Yeah.
of before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're just boys, so you can.
That's what I like about
definitely
the
hear
UK scene.
that. The fact that everyone's boys.
Yeah, the fact that everyone's just.
I don't know
I
if that's
need
always
to-
a good thing though, man.
It's to a certain extent, I like it. Like,
I think for
oh,
what the
like, I
UK
need your
scene
track.
is now, it's kind of like
The
still
love that
in
we show each other. Come on, man.
It's still in an embryonic stage, so you do need that collaboration
Yeah,
for it
like-
So
to
them,
take it
yeah,
to the other
Like the
side.
way everyone shows
good.
each other love. Like I saw every single majority of UK rappers be like.
but I like a
Tracy
bit of
album,
competition
Dave,
as well, man.
There's still
Because
competition. There's definitely competition.
yeah,
Yeah.
You want Dave to drop a control verse?
no, not at all.
Someone's
No,
dropping
no,
a
no,
control
no,
verse.
I want someone to drop a control verse.
That goes for
I
Young
would
Bane,
want.
Kojo,
I would
J
want.
Huss.
I would want someone to come out
AJ.
like, yo, I got love for you, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. I want someone to do some shit like that.
nah.
That will never happen.
I think it's too real here, man.
No. London's
That would
full.
never
And London's full.
London's
Yeah,
full.
them man will
London's
see each
full.
other, man.
London's full.
But also like,
Say it's like at 4:30. See you at 6:30.
Feel me?
but also people take things too personal as well. So I feel like even if you did say it's just a competition, people will feel a way about it personally because why are you
Yeah,
saying
of
my name?
course. Drake
I thought
took
we
it
were
personally.
boys.
Yeah,
I thought we were boys.
Yeah, Drake took it personal.
boy.
Yeah, true. But he's a bitch.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
sorry. I'm sorry.
The views that he ever been
That's
said,
what.
For real?
Here's the thing.
don't
That's what.
coincide with the podcast.
That's
At all.
Aubrey, I think you're a
Gosh.
great guy. I like your music. I fuck with you, fam. You got shit tattoos, but I fuck with you. as
I
a
said
human
what I said,
being.
man. That's what really soured me off Drake because look at how you're reacting. No one else has reacted this way. Like no one else.
Yeah, no, but
That's when I
people-
realized, yo,
no, but
this
people
guy
from
is a
New York.
bitch.
This
guy
guy
is a
said I'm the
bitch.
king of New York and he didn't even react like that.
Either you respond like Pusha T was like loud and clear, heard you loud and clear, or you do something funny like rest in peace Mac Miller. He said, okay. He said like I've got like some of the hardest adjectives and nouns in hip hop history, something like that, something funny or something like okay, I hear
Just
you.
to put it
Or
on.
if you're gonna respond like a lot of people
Just
did.
be clear and concise with what you want to do.
Yeah, but Drake was just moaning and whining and stuff. Anyway, what off topic?
We're off topic.
Definitely off topic.
Back to Drake. Yeah, back to Dave. Yeah, he came through.
He definitely came
definitely
through.
came through.
And it is a very amazing thing that it's number one.
Is Is the whole album number one?
Yeah,
the whole album.
Or single?
It's certified number one.
No, the album is number one.
Okay.
It's certified number one.
Certified number one. So I think it's taking the album to a whole even new playing field. Because now him and like Gang Signs and Prayers, those are the only UK rap albums that have ever been number one.
I'm sure Chipmunk went number one.
No,
I'm sure Chipmunk went number one.
I don't think so. With what?
Not Transitions. What's the one before Transitions?
With the I Am Chickmunk.
Yeah.
I don't think
The one with Chip Diddy Chip.
The one with Oopsie Daisy.
Yeah, Chip Diddy Chip.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that went number one
Fuck.
though.
Let me check.
Maybe the Oopsie Daisy went number one, but I don't think that
Oopsie
album
Daisy
did.
number one. No, my bad. It went number two, which is still dope though.
It's still dope. 100%.
Still dope. Number two, still great.
But obviously, it's better to be number one than two, right?
Shout out to Nelly.
Shout out to
Nelly.
Nelly.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's not called number one.
I knew you were going to say that.
Two is not a winner. Three, nobody remembers.
Bro, get out of here, man.
I wrote.
So what?
He's
I don't
talking
shout.
about
Wait. We don't see the. Never mind.
Anyway,
Bruv.
I wrote a piece for Trench. Basically, it was like a mini review.
Plug.
Shout Trench.
Plug.
Why I
Plug.
basically said.
Plug.
Yeah.
No, plug it. Plug it.
People know it's fine. I already said that.
What's the website? Trench.co.uk.
Huh?
What's the website?
Anyway, I wrote a review for Trench
Yo, Mo, you're a dickhead.
on Dave's album.
For those that want to see it, follow Yemi on Instagram and it's on his bio.
Safe. It's not on my bio actually.
Well, now
The
it is.
link to the podcast is.
Oh, okay.
Stop distracting me. Anyway, I wrote a review and I basically said that in a year or so's time, we're going to remember Psychodrama as a classic.
Yeah, see, and you said that in a group chat.
Oh, wait.
And-
I like this hot take. Say that again.
I said we will remember Psychodrama as a classic album in a year or so
I
time.
like this hot take.
See, I've
like this
got a
hot
bit of a
take.
problem with that
What's your problem with
because I don't know how can
Here they go, ladies and gentlemen.
I just don't understand how you can start kind of trying to name something a classic when it's only been out for like 3 weeks, if that.
Because you get the feel of it.
Nah, I don't think that's enough, man.
Yes, it is.
You got to
It's
give. I
definitely
think you
enough.
just
Sometimes you can tell straight away.
give time.
No, but sometimes you can tell straight away. Some albums you can tell straight.
I'm
Get
not
Rich
one of those
Get
people.
Rich or Die Trying, you can tell straight away it was a classic.
No, I can't tell.
Good
What?
Kid,
It
Mad
was
City.
just a fucking
Good Kid,
great
Mad
album.
City.
I just really enjoyed that
Good
album.
Kid, Mad City.
Nah,
Well, here's the thing. It speaks. It's
For real.
nah.
No,
Ask
but-
these man. I was arguing.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them.
but he doesn't like to call things classic straight out of the gate anyway. So that's what's influencing his opinion. I think if you consider the UK and you consider like how relatively small the scene still is and how much of an infancy it's still in,
100%.
I think we're going to look at something like a Psychodrama and think of it as a pivotal album in the scene.
I think it's going to go down.
And that
Is
translates
that
to-
based on the content?
It's based on the content. It's based on the impact. It's based on the fact that it became number one. It's based.
But
on
we
the
don't
fact
know
that
what the impact is yet, though. So we can't say that.
Well, I mean,
We have to. That's what I'm saying. We have to give time to at least feel the impact. We don't know what's going to come from this album coming out.
Wait, hold on.
If anything at all, it might just go down as a really good album. But that's all right. It doesn't need to be classic.
Is the content enough for you for it to be a classic, Yemi? Just the content alone. Would the album be a classic for you?
I think the content
that's
is
what I'm saying.
why.
So then, yeah, but then
I
if,
think
if
the-
the content only for Yemi is a classic, then it doesn't matter about the impact.
I mean, I
You see what
think
I'm saying?
the content alone
you can
is.
you can have a classic with just content.
No, but that's what I'm asking because then the impact
I
doesn't
don't. I
really
disagree
matter
with
as much.
that. I think the music has to back it up. If the music isn't as great as the content, there's no way you can have a classic album. We listen to instrumentation.
No, the content, we're
What's
talking
the
about the
difference
music.
between the music and the
We're talking about the content. With content, we're talking about music.
The content's what you're talking about.
But that goes
You
inside
said that you can have a classic just off content alone.
I meant content and music.
And that goes hand in hand. Yeah, that's what I
I'm
mean.
putting
as well.
them together.
That goes hand in hand.
I'm putting them together.
But then he doesn't care about the impact. So the impact doesn't play as much as a factor with Dave's album. Do you see what I'm saying? So if we're talking about just content only, would it be a classic to you or too soon?
Too soon, but I feel like it may go down as an important album just because of what he's talking about. I can't remember the last time I heard an album that is dedicated this much to some of the things he's talking about. I don't think I've heard an album with such a polarizing first single. I can't remember. UK or
I think for that song alone, like
UK or the States, I cannot remember.
I think for that song alone, Black, we're talking about. I think for that song alone, the album will be important. Just for that song alone.
Yeah, exactly. But
Important
does
to
importance equal classic?
I think in some respects, yeah. Because, like, if we're still talking about it, if we're still talking about Black and we're still talking about the album in a year's time, I feel like that's the impact. And
What so the dialogue is the impact.
Yeah. If we're still talking about it, if we're still talking about how impactful Black was, if we're still talking about how impactful Leslie was, I think you have to put it in the conversation.
Okay.
100%.
Fair enough.
But we've heard Leslie's before.
From a UK
From who?
rapper.
Whether UK or US, we've heard rappers talk about, and I can't think of an
That's
example.
what I'm thinking.
right
I
now,
can't
but
think of
I
one
feel
either.
like I've heard
Not from a UK
the story of a young lady in an abusive relationship,
don't know if I-
just to promote, not even promote, but just to show awareness of domestic violence.
Yeah.
I feel like we've heard that before, so I don't think.
Yeah, we've definitely-
Although it's great, I'm not knocking it at all. It's great, but I don't know if that song alone is why the album's going to be important.
I don't think it's the song
It's
alone.
that song
though.
alone, though.
It's not just the song alone. It's one of the few reasons why I think it will be a classic. It's the song, it's Leslie, it's Black. It's the fact that it's, like we said before, it's captured a moment in time where people are talking about mental health a lot more openly. And I think people, especially in the Black community, will remember this album as something, will remember this album as something as an important like outlier of the conversation around that. So for everything, music, content, whatever you want to call it, and obviously the number one helps.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it helps. So for it being a number one album alone, I think it's an important album anyway.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with you. I personally agree with you. I do think it's going to go down as a classic.
I think so too.
I'm not ready to say that yet, but I think it has the potential.
Yeah,
to
that's
be
what I'm saying. I do.
a really important.
I
album.
think we're kind of all along the same lines here. I think me and Yemi say 100% it is, and I think you kind of
I'm on the
you can
fence.
see there. You can see it going there.
How long did it
I
take
want to
for you-
see. I want to see if it ages well as well.
how
It's
long
not
did it-
all in the moment. We're living in real
the
time.
prisoner,
So
the prisoner moment, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. So at the time, there's hype around it. It sounds great right now, but it may not age that well in a couple of years. So I want to see.
How long did it take for you to realize that Home Sweet Home was a classic?
That's a good question.
I didn't think of it as a classic back then. It was just an album I couldn't stop listening to.
So when did you?
Yeah,
When
no,
did-
I
when
mean,
did you-
now I can look back and say, yeah, that was classic because of what it done for the scene as well.
How long did it take you to say Good Kid's a classic?
It took me a couple of years because me and Yemi would argue about.
Also,
that.
you normally wait. You're
Yeah, I tend
you
to wait.
normally
I
wait
need
a couple
time.
years anyway. Alright, fair
I
enough.
don't even like listening to new albums straight away. Like I still haven't even listened to Solange's album because
There's no need. No,
because of
there's
all
no
the
need.
hype around it.
There's
So
no
I
need.
tend to like to wait for the hype to die down because I feel like the hype can cloud judgment as well.
But save yourself time.
100%.
I'm saying, so I like giving time sometimes.
But at the same time, you can just know.
Yeah, of
certain
course.
You can just know.
I'll
I
give you
agree
that.
with you. I do think there are albums that come out once, 5-6 years, that you kind of know straight. There's some albums that you know straight away. It's different.
Yeah.
There are some. To Pimp a Butterfly, I don't care. I knew straight away was different. Like off the first listen.
Yeah, that
I
sounded different.
knew like,
And
yo,
sometimes the hype helps. as
yeah,
well.
like
Sometimes the hype
also
helps.
like the first time I heard Born Sinner, I said this
Oh
is
my
different.
Oh God,
Wait, I'm by myself here.
bro,
We're not remembering Born Sinner as a classic. I'm sorry.
Cool. The first time I heard Sideline Story, I said, yo,
this guy can't do nothing but to
So you
mention
named
J.
the
Cole.
worst album.
Can you imagine?
yo, shout out to J. Cole.
No, no, we're not shouting out Cole this time.
Well, no,
I'm
we
not
had
having
an
it.
R&B
Nah.
reference. We've
I'm
had a J.
sorry.
Cole reference. So you know,
listen, that's not gonna
Is that what we're doing now?
We're 1-1.
I'm not gonna
cool,
lie,
say
J.
no
Cole's
more.
getting
Every episode has to have an R&B and a J. Cole.
J. Cole is
No,
gonna
it's
get
not just
mentioned.
any R&B.
J. Cole is
No,
gonna
but you have to
get.
mention R&B.
All right, cool.
J. Cole's getting mentioned at least once an episode. I've got it on my way now. We're good.
Fair enough.
I'm probably going to mention D'Angelo and Prince.
Okay, cool.
Or Prince at least once.
On the hip hop podcast.
Yeah,
Love
of
it.
course.
There is someone that I do feel that's got a classic album, and I'm not on the fence about, by the way. And that's Little Simz.
Little Simz.
Yeah.
Wait, hold that thought. I'm going to come back to Sims.
Okay, sorry, mate.
Just hold that thought. For a
Apologise.
second, yeah. So, do you man have any critiques of the album?
I didn't like Voices. I can do without Voices. I just didn't think that was very good. But I kind of understand why he put it there, the sequencing, because obviously after a song as deep as Leslie, you do need something of a feel-good anthem. I just didn't like the song. I didn't really care for Location with Burna Boy.
That was going to be my critique.
I liked it.
That's going to be my
care for it.
critique. I
I
wasn't.
think I could have done with Burna Boy's last verse, but I liked it.
The Burna Boy song was the only one I was like,
No, voice. I felt that way about Voices. I was like,
Yeah,
this
Voices
could have been
and
left off.
Location I can do about. Everything else, dope. I think Screwface Capital is dope.
Yeah,
Obviously Disaster is my favourite song.
I liked Purple Heart, man.
Purple
That
Heart.
was dope.
so
It had the Floetry sample as well.
I knew he was going to say that.
You didn't know I was going to say that.
I didn't know he was going to say that. That was.
You even listened to
That was
Floetry?
I mean, I didn't know you were going to say
You
that.
even know
but
about
I'm-
Floetry?
Yo, listen, fam, this podcast will get cancelled right now. Fam. So furniture will start moving.
Fam, you might need to listen to Floetry though.
No, I don't.
Nah, you do, fam.
All right, cool. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Some legends right there. man.
Flowetry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Other
Shout
than
out
that,
Marsha.
What, Flowetry in the
shout out
machine?
Marsha.
Yeah.
Flowetry in the machine.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Bro, we're going to turn these mics off and we're going to swing it out.
Yeah,
Right?
Flowetry in the machine.
You're going to put some respect on Floetry's name.
Oh, fam. I don't even have to say I don't even have to say Marsha's surname.
Shout-
Was it
shout-
Ambrosius, fam?
Shout out Natalie
What
as
is it?
well, man. I can't
What is it?
forget her.
Marsha Ambrosius, fam. What is it?
Yeah, Marsha Ambrosius.
Why you said it like that for?
Ambrosius.
Ambrosius.
How you say it?
Ambrosia.
Yo, Mo.
No, wait, how do you say it?
Ambrosia.
Marsha Ambrosius.
Yo, listen, fam. You better
bruv.
take it. Especially live in America. She ain't even claim it. Especially she ain't even come back here.
So what's that got to do with anything?
I'm just asking.
That's not my concern.
So she came here,
I care about the
went to
music.
America, bust and disappeared, right?
Who?
Flowetry and Marsha Ambrosia.
Yeah.
No, don't
Is that
say
what
it like
happened?
that.
Is that what happened?
Allegedly.
What do you mean alleged?
No, you know what I mean, fam? She blew
Allegedly.
there and disappeared.
My thing.
And I heard she voted for Donald Trump.
Where'd you hear that?
I don't know, but that's a good rumor to start.
No, you're not going to do that. No, you're not doing
Yo, I
that.
just
You're not-
I've got a winning formula.
Nah,
Marsha Ambrosia.
nah, relax.
Yo, Marsha
Why are you
Ambrosia.
hating on Marsha? What's she done to
She
you?
voted for Donald Trump.
No, she didn't. He just made move, man.
Anyway,
Shout out to Marsha Ambrosia.
how did we get from Floetry to flipping Marsha?
Because somehow this guy knew there was a sample.
that was the sample
for
on
Flowetry in the
Purple Heart.
Machine.
How'd you find out?
Because I
Did
can
you-
hear it.
Oh, you heard it.
Yeah.
What was the song? You might as well pump this song.
Can't actually remember the name of the song.
That
But I
gives
just-
it. You know why you can't remember it?
Can't be honest with you,
You know why you can't remember
Why?
it? Because it was whack.
They relax. We ain't doing that. Floetry got no whack.
Mo, did you have any
albums.
critiques of psychodrama?
Yeah, but I don't like Marsha Ambrosia.
She's got nothing to do with
Yo.
psychodrama.
No, honestly, same thing you might said. The Burna Boy song was very alright, cool. So that's the only real critique I have.
I think
of
we
it.
were all sold on the content.
Yeah,
Like,
the,
there's nothing we would change about
production I wouldn't change. The
I
content
don't
wouldn't
like.
change.
He's from what I've heard, he has this pattern of rhyming over like minimalistic production with just the piano keys and just barring. I don't know if I like that because that's essentially what he was doing on Leslie.
That's what he done on Leslie.
I don't know if I like that, man.
So you need more.
Yeah, it
If
was
you're
too,
gonna do
it was
the
too
piano,
bare
you
for
need a
me.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was too bare.
It's like Walk on Water.
yeah,
It's just the piano.
yeah. I
That
think,
needed some drums.
yeah, it's a tiny bit.
Yeah, I feel you. It can get a bit cloying after a while, especially if it's
Yeah.
an 11-minute song.
And I probably won't go back to that song.
This is a real.
It's a
real
tough listen.
critique.
It's a tough listen. It's not necessarily. It's like
Digging
that.
it.
What?
Like, this is a real critique. Like, this be picky.
What?
This critique here
Which one?
about what you didn't like about Dave. Like, you lot are really digging in now.
What do you
What you
mean?
didn't like about this album.
I'm
He digging.
I'm being.
Yeah, it's a really digging in.
No, I really feel that way though.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, like I'm
Okay.
not saying it just to critique him.
Oh, I thought you just.
No,
kinda
no,
excited.
no. I'm dead serious. I don't
Oh,
like that. I don't
swear.
like the minimalistic production. Nah, I need.
No, he's not trolling.
Yeah, I'm being dead
No, I
serious.
believe you. I believe you. At this point, I can see.
I need a tiny bit of drums.
just a little bit.
Yeah, it got boring after a while, man. 11 minutes is a long time.
No, I feel you.
That's like 6 verses. I don't want to hear 6 verses from no one.
6'6".
You feel me?
That's a damn.
Never Black
lie.
Thought.
All right, maybe Black. Dog.
Exactly.
Alright, cool. Innit?
Maybe J2.
I don't want to hear 6 verses in a song from Jay.
Nah.
Nah, I'm good.
I can tell you someone I want to hear 6 verses from. But let's move on.
You want to segue so
I
bad.
was gonna say J Cole.
Oh, we're gonna say something.
Like,
No.
he segues poor, man.
No,
No,
I mean,
I legit
well,
was
to be
gonna say
fair,
J. Cole.
to be fair,
He tried earlier, innit?
and you
I
crushed
don't care what
it. You
anyone
crushed
says.
it.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, man.
Earlier, that little Simz segue, yeah, is the best.
It was all right.
Yeah, that was
What?
good. That
No,
was
but
good.
you called the album
Yo,
a classic,
fam,
though.
That alley was amazing. Fam.
That was good. That was
but
good.
no,
I don't think it was.
What that it was gonna be a slam dunk and you blocked
All right,
it.
but we can, but
You're childish.
But we can all agree.
Childish.
We can all agree that we really enjoyed Dave's album, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all agree it's gonna be. It's on its way to being a classic as well.
Yeah, his potential.
That's the
is
general
like-
consensus.
His potential's enormous, man. Like,
100%.
he's yeah.
Oh, I've got a hot take by the way.
Shout out.
I
Dave.
know we want to move on, but I do have a hot take
Go on.
with Dave. Yeah, if Dave continues where he's going, Dave's gonna finish in UK top 5 of all time.
of all time.
Yeah, if he continues the route he's going.
I can definitely see that happening.
After 6 parts, after this album, I remember the other one he had before that. I don't remember what it was called. Game Over, I think.
You got just got to look at his
He's-
catalog.
so
His catalog
he's
so
on-
far, like it's
The way
got a
he's
consistent.
That's all I'm
body of
saying.
work.
The way he's moving, he's got potential to be top 5 when it's all said and done. Like he
so-
will move. I could tell you he will move as well, but he's on his way there. He'll move gigs soon.
He'll move gigs.
For me,
Is
personally.
Gigs objective top 5?
For me, no, I'm saying my top 5.
Oh, your top
Gigs is
I
in my
think
top 5.
that's only dependent on the impact he has then, because Giggs' impact is massive.
Is it? Or is that because of Drake?
Gangster UK rap.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like everyone, I think a lot of people talking crud these
Without
days
Gigs, we
have
don't
taken a
road
bit
rap
of Gigs.
The way it turned
I
out.
get what you mean. I'm just saying Dave continues where he's going.
I'm not comfortable enough to say that yet. I can't see him like. I think because of where I rate the Wretches, the Kanos, the impacts that Dizzy's first album had, I'm not ready to say that he can challenge them, man.
If he gets another album like this one, and no disrespect to Dizzy, he's moving Dizzy.
I think you don't necessarily have to have.
Oh no, I don't think.
I don't necessarily think that you have to have so much of an impact to be top 5.
That's what I'm saying.
You could just have
That's what I'm saying.
an amazing.
If he gives
catalog.
if he gives me another album like this, he's gonna move Dizzy wherever Dizzy's ranked.
That's 2 solo albums. He's
Back to
moving
back.
Dizzy on 2 solo albums. Is what you're telling me,
And
don't
after
agree. I don't agree with
and after
You feel
after
me?
mixtapes,
huh?
after mixtapes was
No,
not
not
because then,
talking about
because then you got
mixtapes.
to put in Dizzy's impact.
We're not talking
Alright,
mixtapes.
we'll
albums.
Okay, cool. Well, if this podcast lasts this long, which hopefully it does, I mean, we'll come back to this conversation because I honestly believe when it's all said
I
and
think you're
done,
bugging.
I honestly think Dave, when it's all said and done, is going to be top 5. I swear.
I could definitely see it
man, I
happening.
feel
That's
like
all I'm saying. That it's
I
not,
think.
you're moving like I said. Some bum off the streets can
Bro,
finish off.
no, but we got to take time though, man. Like we're too fast these days. How are you saying already that you
I said
think,
potential because
bruv, no,
potentially.
give him time though.
It's not like we've had. It's not like we're America where we've been rapping for 30, 40 years. It's not a stretch.
Fam, I think it's a
You know what I
stretch,
mean?
man.
I mean, we have been. We have been.
I think it's a stretch. It's too early for me to even say that. I need to see more before I can start saying whether he can challenge the Gets, the Kanos, the Wretches, the Dizzies,
missing
the
something.
Yeah,
Wileys,
no,
the
no,
Skeptors.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Of course.
to hear.
Like, come
Double
on,
S,
man.
Of course,
That's-
but he's just
Chipmunk,
saying if he
Frisco.
continues on this trajectory,
That's what.
then that's it.
No.
If he continues on the trajectory that he's in, if he's able to drop Psychodrama,
But you know,
and
it's
something
not
that
enough just to drop like good albums. These
so,
man that
but
I'm talking about that are in the top 5s already have had an impact. The influence is still being felt by the new artists that are releasing music today. I need that from Dave as well. It's too early for us to be having this conversation because we need time to like feel the impact.
Well, it was a hot
But he
take.
can make a prediction though.
No.
He can make a prediction.
I'm speaking Spanish. I'm speaking Spanish.
What do you mean?
Because Peter acting like I'm not speaking English right now, like he don't get what I'm saying.
No, I hear what you're saying, but you know, I just think we need to take
But
time.
all he's doing is
sometimes,
making
man.
a prediction. If he's
It'll sound-
all he's saying is if he continues on the same trajectory, he can see him going into the top 5. Obviously, as he gets older, we'll know his impact. So in that respect, we can't.
I'm just saying
we
that
can't
the
speculate.
projection he's
We can't-
going at.
We can't speculate what impact he's going to
Say
have.
the projection he's going
But
at.
what we can say is if he continues to make albums as good as or greater than Psychodrama,
It's a conversation.
it's definitely a conversation.
The projection he's going at. It's a conversation.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
Plus, I said it was a
100%.
hot take at the start.
And this
as
is what I meant about
fair.
impact doesn't necessarily matter all the time because you can just have an amazing catalog of albums and be considered top 5.
You say that, but then why aren't like people like Sims, the Little Simz, why are they not
Great
mentioned?
segue.
well. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. No, I'm not having it. I'm
Yo,
not
that
having
was
it.
hard.
I'm not having
Gang.
it.
That
I'm not
segue
having
was
it.
hard.
That segue was not better than my segue
What?
earlier.
What are
Fam.
you
That
talking
No,
segue-
they're both good. They're both good.
Thank
They're both
you.
good.
I'm getting
no,
better at this shit.
But that's a serious question though.
What?
Like Little Simz just dropped arguably the
best
best album of the year so far. She's been
In a while,
quite,
actually.
she's been consistent. This is my first Sims project, innit? But in going back and doing my
same,
research,
same.
she's been very consistent. She can bar. This current album, for me, there are no bad songs on there.
So what does that make it?
Grey area.
No, wait, no. What does that make it?
A very good album.
With no bad
It's
songs.
not very good. You
If
used,
you've got-
you used another
if
word.
you
in
don't
I
there.
said flawless.
Oh, so what does that make
But
it?
then you man like tried
but
to
what
like
is
pressure
flawless?
me into saying it was a
But
classic.
what
'cause
is-
it's flawless.
If it's flawless,
Yes.
It's
There
not-
are no flaws.
so what does that make it?
Flawless.
Can you? It's more combat.
Man, give it a-
Stop me. Stop
You wanna give us the Urban
No,
Dictionary?
no.
I'm being-
I don't
what do you mean?
Because you people like we're playing Mortal Kombat. If it's flawless, give me
Yeah.
a flawless album that's not classic.
Bro, I don't want to call it a classic though.
No, but give me a flawless. All I'm saying is, if it's flawless, it's a classic, which I've given it.
All right, so you man got into me for using the word flawless, so I chose to use a different word.
No, because I want you to stick by the word you used.
No, because you man are basically saying that if I'm going to use the word flawless, then I have to
Because I think it goes
accompany
hand in
that
hand.
with
It goes-
classic.
yeah, it goes hand in
I don't
hand.
want to do that yet. So,
I think-
if that
I
means
think-
me changing the word, then I'll change the
I
word.
think flawless and classic are interchangeable.
Yeah.
Then I'll use a different word.
What's the word you want to use?
A fucking great album.
All right.
Very aggressive.
That's
We'll friends here. Some of us are family.
shut up. That's what I was using. So yeah, I just feel like the Simpsons need to be mentioned more, man. And I want to know why she's not mentioned enough.
Yummy.
Wait, why was it me?
First, did you man actually listen to the album?
Of course.
Yeah. 100%.
It was on repeat
That's
the day
fine.
it dropped.
Okay.
I think I'm with you. I think it's flawless. I think there's not a song on there that I would skip.
But RJ
Like, not
Hustle-
at all. I think it's a dope album. Conceptually, sonically, content. I think it's an amazing album. I think it is the album of the year so far. I think it's slightly is slightly better than Dave's. The reason why, I mean, I can't really speculate, but obviously being a female MC, she hasn't got that many. Well, she hasn't got any hits. She doesn't have.
You know, sorry to cut you off. The song with Cleo Soul, is that? Do we know where that's charting now? Because I think that's probably one of her most
It's not.
commercial
I don't
ones.
think it's charting.
Okay, all right, cool.
No disrespect, by the way. I might be wrong.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
no,
I
I feel
just-
you.
I don't think it gets. I haven't heard it on the radio or anything like that for me to say it's charting.
Okay.
It's probably not charting. It's probably somewhere in the top 200 somewhere maybe. But then the single dropped before the album did, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But obviously she hasn't got any amazing big hits. Obviously she doesn't wear her sex appeal on her sleeve like a Stefflon or a Miss Banks or whatever. So in a crowded market for female rappers who do that, lyrical people like Simz are going to fall by the wayside a little bit.
100%.
And it's a shame because she has been consistent for a very long time. Like she's always barred, she's always shared her life experiences, and she's always been like that kind of opposite of the mainstream. And she's got mad love outside of the UK. Like she got mad, like Kendrick Lamar shouted her out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she's known, like stateside, she's known everywhere.
But what's the disconnect?
I just don't know.
Is it how accessible she is as far as her music?
It may be.
Does she have the same? I don't want to compare her to Kendrick because Kendrick's got a couple hits, but is it that sort of issue where she raps too well to cross over?
Maybe.
You know what? She's got the. I don't want to make this comparison, but she's our Rhapsody. She's lit.
I
in
think
my
she
opinion.
might.
No, I'm just saying she's our Rhapsody, if that makes sense. Like the way America have Rhapsody, we've got Little Simz because they both can rap.
Do you think it's for her status she's a bit above Rhapsody though? Do you think she's more? I think she might be a tiny bit more known than Rhapsody, no?
Well, across the world.
Yeah.
But then, do you see?
Yep,
But then they.
It's an argument.
But then what I'm saying is they both
It's valid.
rap
get what you're
amazing.
saying,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? They both
Yeah.
rap amazingly, but they never see. They're both critically acclaimed.
Both great.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the how can I put it? The
But Simz
industry
has
know
got
how
a-
good they are.
Yeah.
The rapper heads know how good they are, but there just seems to be a disconnect with Rhapsody and Little Simz to the wider audience. Do you get what I mean?
Maybe the
I
wider
literally
aud-
look at them hand in hand.
Maybe the wider audience just doesn't want to see a black woman barring.
I think it's a lot of factors: dark skin, black, not selling sex. There's so many factors with why
it's
Little
wild,
Simz.
man.
There's so many factors with why Little Simz and Rhapsody don't make it to where they are.
But for the majority of artists, barring doesn't really sell. Barring doesn't really attract people to
A
them.
guy barring will sell more than a woman barring.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah,
100%,
100%.
yeah.
But
It's harder out here for women. It's way harder, man. Like she's black,
Because
she's a woman, and she bars.
her album,
Like by that alone, she's probably not even supposed to pop. Just looking how the industry treats women.
no, 100%, I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably a massive reason as to why, she's not where I believe she should be. She should be mentioned in more conversations as the best spitters, full stop. Not just in the UK,
Period.
but full stop. Because
100%.
she's out rapping most of these, man.
100%.
Like,
100%.
bro, it's crazy. Like I was listening to that album, and I've been listening to it all week, and like, yo, this girl, her flow is crazy, like crazy. Like, and I just don't understand why people just aren't gravitating towards her more. And it's annoying, man. It's frustrating.
It's definitely a mystery. I think we've hit the nail on the head as to why. But obviously there is a community of rap heads who do appreciate her. Maybe we need to be more vocal about it.
Do you think men that like are hip hop heads have a problem with listening to female MCs?
Hip hop heads? No.
Do you not think so?
Hip hop heads?
Yeah.
No, because we don't.
Yeah, but that's us though. I'm
but then-
talking about
Do you mean, what do you mean just people that
Yeah.
hip hop specific, people
Yeah.
that know what they're talking about?
yeah.
Nah, every hip hop head I've spoken to have embraced Little Simz, Rhapsody, all of that.
Okay.
Because though it's everyone else that doesn't.
Because I think outside, cause my boys outside of you, man, don't really mess with female rappers like that.
Right.
And I think they feel like they can't connect or relate because of the content. So I don't know if that's also
Oh,
got
okay.
a
I think
part. Maybe that's in part something to do with why the Simses and
But you can relate to
whoever
it.
else
I
isn't
personally feel like
getting
that's
to
a
that next
cop-out
level
because
too.
you can't relate to selling drugs, but you're listening to fucking like Pusha T and stuff.
No, he's
I
right.
know, but they would assume that you know, Sims might be talking about things only females can relate
she's
to,
not.
which is why they tend not to listen to a Sims or any other female artist.
Which is definitely not the case on Grey Area, because on Grey Area she's saying,
She
yo,
touched a lot of stuff on that, man.
regardless of my sex, you put me in a box because of my sex, but I will outbar all of you.
Literally, she said that as well.
Like, she will literally say,
She said that as
she
well.
said it with her chest, and she don't care who she offends.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
'Cause she's one of the nicest we've got.
And we just
And
need
it's
to,
annoying,
yeah,
bro.
we need to
It's actually
appreciate
annoying
her
'cause,
more,
like,
man.
I don't feel like she gets.
But I think she's got a newfound appreciation with this album, though. I think more people have been put on to how good she is with this album. I think the last album was probably a bit too like, it was a bit much. It was like very dense and stuff. But I think this one, it was very short. It was very
I'm glad this was my
accessible
first.
to an extent.
I'm glad this was my first album to listen to her with, by the way.
Yeah, it's accessible to an extent. It's very like, it's her most realized and it's her most concise, mature album. So, and she's only 25 as well. So,
And I think there's something about like, and you man are probably gonna get onto me in a sec, but
always do.
there's something about like heartbreak that makes for great music, because on this album that's sprinkled all over. She's spoken about in quite a few songs. Like she dealt with that. And I feel like on different tracks she's sending for that man like mad. And I feel like that's like, I don't know, man, it helps with the music, man. There's just something about that. There's like, I think there's a certain level, there's a certain inspiration that comes from that for some reason, that you're able to channel into music. And I feel like she's done that quite a bit on this album, man.
100%.
One of my favorite songs on there was a song called, I think it's called Sherbet Sunset. And she like literally just like broke down that you know, how that whole situation kind of made her feel. And that's dope. I love hearing like, you know, topics like that, man.
No, I mean, I actually agree. I think heartbreak does foster great music. But also like maturing, growing up, having experiences, all that stuff that she puts into her music. It kind of makes it more relatable to people as well. Like, it's not over the top, like, fuck this, fuck that, blah, 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 like some of her contemporaries. But at the same time, are you all right?
Yeah.
Thank you. At the same time, she does have that, like, she has an edge to her in that she can bar so well.
And she knows it.
And she knows
And
it.
she knows it.
She definitely knows it. But I do think maybe the best is yet to come for her. I think maybe since we're having more conversations about her and her ability, hopefully that will then translate into a mainstream level. But at the same time, I'm not sure if she's like a mainstream like artist. I think she's very comfortable in her own skin. But obviously, all the exposure in the world isn't a bad thing in some respects. But I feel like if she commands the respect of real heads, I think that's enough, really.
I just want her to get the credit she deserves, man. And I feel like we need to help uphold her and artists like her, regardless of gender or anything. I just feel like great artists deserve praise. And I just feel like I want to hear people praise her more.
Yeah.
You know?
I do as well.
Not asking for much.
I think it's yet to come.
But how do you do it though?
I mean, conversations like this hopefully will help. Hopefully, you know, people, whoever's listening to this might, if they're not aware of
double back
Sims, if they're not aware of Sims, I'll go check her out. And
Yeah.
you know,
This
the
is
more
the grey
people,
area.
please, man, listen to that album. Like, it's a dope album. And her storytelling is like underrated too. Like, storytelling is like really dope. She had a song on there with Michael Kiwanaku. He's a singer. And like
I thought it was Kawanaka.
I might have pronounced it.
No,
I might have butchered that.
I trust Peter on this. It's a singer.
Shut
Fair
up. But yeah, like the storytelling that she did on that album was dope. Like I think the first verse, it's a song called Flowers. For the first verse, she was talking about it from a perspective of Jimi Hendrix and dealing with fame and what that can do to you. And then the second verse, I think she did Amy Winehouse. And just like, yeah, man, I slept on Sims, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember me and Yemi, because we saw her out in Croatia about 3 years ago. And Yemi was trying to put me on because we actually saw her perform. And I slept.
Like when he hated rap.
3 years ago.
UK rap.
Yeah, I really slept. So like, yeah, he'd been trying to tell me about 6 years ago. So I'm so happy that I've now like just, you know, jumped on the
This is the first album I listened to of hers.
Huh?
This is the first album I listened to of hers.
Yeah, same.
And then it made me double
Same.
back. Well, good is if you was listening.
Yeah, I won't be making that mistake again, man, because yeah, she's like one of the coldest. She's one of the coldest, man. And yeah, I don't mind even going as far as saying right now she might be the best MC in the UK.
Hot take.
From
Hot
this
take
new generation.
alert.
From this new
Hot take
generation.
alert.
From this new generation. She's the coldest MC.
I think you need to listen to more MCs first. before you say that.
Who raps better?
Who raps better?
Not including the legends.
No.
Just the new school.
Talking about the
Yeah.
new school.
Because I still count her as a new school girl.
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think as well. Who raps as well as she?
Because for you to say I need to listen to more MCs, that means that somebody's raps better.
No, I'm not to say that they rap better. I think there are people that rap as well as her.
You think Dave can rap as well as her?
Who?
Dave.
I think he might.
That's a close one, though.
That's the only one I can think
I
of.
think she flows way better.
He's the
though.
only one I can honestly think of. Like,
They can go bar for bar.
yeah, that's the
for
only one.
sure.
Off the top of my head, Dave's the only one I can think that can
Yizzy.
go toe to toe.
Yizzy raps really well. He's a gram MC. He raps dope. Maybe not on the same level, but he's definitely talking to her. Let me check my playlist, man.
Okay, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
At all.
I really can't think.
This is the bit where we should be
Definitely Yizzy.
professional and talk while he's looking.
Huh?
Go on, this is the bit where we should be more professional and talk while he's
I
looking.
mean,
bro.
you're talking now, fam.
It's not
So.
working, is it? It's not working. It's not working.
Hey, man.
You're trying.
Yo,
Bro,
bro.
we ain't radio hosts. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, if we're not in it.
Nah, man.
You say no Charlemagne or nothing.
Nah, we ain't doing none of that shit, man.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, we could do small talk whilst he finds it.
Yo, shout out to
I think Big Zoo raps really well.
Big who?
Big Zoo.
Zooville.
Big
What was
Z-
that?
Z-
31.
What?
Just 31.
What's that?
He used to always shout out Zooville before he sung with it.
I don't listen to 31, fam.
Mez. as
Remember
well.
that 4 years ago? He said,
What?
Mez.
Mez, yeah.
Shout out to Mehmet.
Shout out to who?
Mehmet.
Mehmet. Oh, bro.
Yo,
You.
what is wrong with
You're
you?
problematic, fam. Oscar World Peace. Why are you laughing so
He
hard?
goes with like all these underground rappers.
No, honestly,
They're not that
guys. No,
underground.
honestly.
They're not that underground.
Like, the people that are listening, I beg you listen to whoever Yemi say right now, because if there's one person that knows his shit,
That's
it's
incredibly
Yemi.
disrespectful to laugh. What? That was incredibly disrespectful to.
Yo, chill.
Yeah,
They didn't even
that
know I
was
done that. They
wild.
didn't know I done that.
Huh?
They didn't. People that listen didn't know I'd even laugh like that.
Yeah, they did. What
do
do
you
you mean?
What's his name
The
again?
microphone's there, bro.
What's his
What are
name
you
again?
talking about?
What's his name again?
Oscar World Peace.
Oh.
So what, you think that those two that you
Oscar
just
World
named
Peace.
rap better than Sims?
No, I think they
Okay.
are around the same level.
I need to check out Oscar World Peace.
Yeah, I need to check these people out. But I'm talking about just from what I listen to. I think right now Sims is the coldest in the UK.
Only person I can think is Dave.
Dave raps really well, but yeah, I've got Sims right now, man.
Oscar World Peace better be a
fair.
good rapper.
I've got Sims right now. Based on the album, yeah, I've got Sims.
That's rap better than Barney Ice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's a quick yes, boy.
Yeah. No, but you
That's a
you guys
quick-
know how I feel about
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Barney Ice.
That's why he. That was
He's a very dope rapper,
I thought that
but
was going to be a good question.
I'm saying it again. I think Sims is the coldest in the UK right now.
Avellino.
I think Sims is the coldest in the UK right now. Question: do you think Avellino can make good music?
No. I said that quick, innit? I said that fast. Shout out to Avellino. I don't
I
think
think
he
he
can.
can make music. I've enjoyed his music.
I don't enjoy Avellino's music.
Me
But
neither. I don't really listen to him,
Avellino
but-
can rap. You can put Avellino against majority of the UK.
Mm.
But I've never said, yo, let me go listen to Avellino. If that means I'm not there for his music. Personally, that's just a personal opinion. Can Avellino rap? Yes.
Ironically,
Fine,
that
it'd
man
be
used Sims and Avellino that came up together.
Yeah, she says in the
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
She says in one of the songs
Yeah.
of the album where she mentions that she
Yeah.
used to rap with him back in the
101
day,
FM,
or 101
yeah.
FM, which is one of my favorite songs of the
Yeah.
album, coincidentally.
Bonkers as well.
But yeah, the rapper Bonkers.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Shit, what else?
But I
Yeah,
feel
I've
you- I feel you on
never
Avellino,
gone.
though.
Yeah,
I feel you on Avellino.
I've never gone and thought, let me YouTube Avellino songs.
I'm with you.
But he can rap,
Mm.
and he's from the end. So shout out to Avellino.
Oh, he's from your sides.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure he is. Yeah, he is. He's from Tottenham. He's from definitely from Tottenham.
He's like
Shout out to Avellino.
he's Wretches YG.
That's the goat.
They did a
They did
project
that.
together.
Yeah, I wasn't there for it.
So who do you man see like leading the charge for like the new school?
Dave.
Other than
Wait,
Dave?
Stormzy. If you like it
Are
or
you
not.
talking just bars lyrically?
Are we talking about just who's at the front?
Not yeah, just who could carry the scene?
It's Stormzy.
Stormzy, Dave,
Huss.
Huss, AJ.
I'm a Young Bane fan. So I'll say Young Bane, but I'm a Young Bane fan. Like, I just like
You can say Young Bane,
Bane's
you
music.
can say
Young Bane's
Notes.
music.
So we're talking about artists as a whole, not just bars.
No, just artists.
Yeah,
All
us,
right, cool.
artists.
Okay, yeah.
Young Bane.
Notes.
Notes is there.
Maybe Kojo Funds.
It's,
Koji Radical.
No.
No. Let me see what his next project says.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll have another opinion because I think
the potential's there.
It's a
the
no for me.
potential's definitely there. I think his music might be going a different way. I think he's going to try and be more accessible. So it's not going to be as much of the.
Miss Banks as well. Shout out to Miss Banks.
Oh yeah, Miss Banks,
Miss Banks as well. Miss Banks is there.
These are the people that I think are going to still be around in 10 years' time.
No, it's just Steph London.
Uh,
Okay, cool. So Little Simz is out.
Nah, I ain't.
Yeah.
Shout out Burner Boy though.
Shout out Burna Boy.
This guy.
Shout out Burna Boy.
He did
Yeah,
well with
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Don't ever.
I'll give you £10 if you can say the whole verse. I'll give you £20 right now if you can say the whole verse.
That's I don't know.
That was a long verse.
That's the longest verse
Yeah,
in
I
music
don't know
history.
Very long verse.
anything else.
Fucking
man.
waiting for it to just come out to
yeah. He's got bangers though, man.
Burna Boy.
Yeah,
no,
man.
he does. But yeah, man, shout out to Little Simz, honestly, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, honestly.
Great
like,
album.
if there's one thing I would want is for you to get your just dues. And hopefully it's coming soon. Because this album's going to be critically cleaned.
I just think
industry-wise, it's going to be...
I hope so,
she's
man.
going to win what she wins.
as bad as
you
it
know what I mean?
sounds, though, I do think she needs that big moment, whether it's like a single or a collaboration, for people to really, really pay attention.
I think it's not going to happen. I feel like because of looks and how...
Kendrick needs to
harsh?
collaborate.
No, it's not. But it's not her fault. The way the world is set up, someone like... It's going to be hard for... It's just the way it's set up. There's a reason why...
I think what Yemi's saying though, is if the hit is there,
it's still,
then it will happen.
No, not for her. This not even be fuckery. Rhapsody can have a massive song. People won't. It's a fucked up
But
world.
that's two different scenes though, man. We can't. I don't want to,
I'm
cross.
saying,
Do
like,
you feel like UK will embrace?
let's say,
I
okay,
think
but
we
let's
will
say-
embrace Sims before the States will embrace Rhapsody.
But let's
I don't
say,
feel
but
like this
let's say,
country still this can't set up the way it's set up.
of course.
but let's say,
I don't feel like they
but
will.
let's say Taylor Swift collaborates with Rhapsody one day. That could be her moment because that's when the whole
I see what you're
world.
saying.
Then
I see
Sims
what
probably what? So you're in that. If you're saying that, then Sims would need like an Adele.
No, not even that. Maybe something like maybe like a Kendrick or someone
Kendrick-
who's kind of on that
You think,
level.
you think
Maybe
Kendrick shouted her out? By the way, already.
Kendrick's a fan.
But he's
so
already shouted her out.
Kendrick's
Or
a
do
fan.
you mean that like I physically do a song?
Yeah, maybe. Like it's an option.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I
It's
just
definitely
think
an
the way
Like she,
it's a weird one.
yeah, it's a sorry state of affairs when you need a big moment for you to be like, yo,
Yeah, but
I'm
especially
here.
when you've got the best album to come out.
But at the same time,
in
I'm not
recent
sure if she
memory.
cares about that. I don't know.
I feel like in this album, it came across like she doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel like in this album, she was like, I know where I am. I know where I stand. I know I'm better than all of you guys.
I think
So
it
if
came
you fuck
across.
with me, you fuck with me. If you don't fuck with me,
I think it
fuck
came
with me.
across like she does care. I feel like a lot
The
of her
opposite.
delivery, her aggressive delivery, was because like maybe a bit of frustration that yo, you man not hearing me. I'm better than all these.
Yeah, but
man.
that's what I'm saying. That's the I don't care factor. That's like, yo, I know I'm better than you, man. So whatever you want to say, you can say. But when it comes to just straight bars, you lot ain't touching me. That's the fact of like I don't give a fuck anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
But it's a shame.
Her ear for production. Like,
I was
man.
gonna just mention
Yeah,
that.
no, A1 man.
out,
Shout out the producers, man. Producer
Who is it?
Inflow. Yeah, have you?
Yeah,
I've never heard of him
Is it
before.
Inflow?
They used to work. They worked on Jungle's album.
The whole album?
He worked on Jungle's album.
Just the whole album. The production.
I think so. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. The production of that album was stupid.
And I feel like he's worked with Danger Mouse with on Michael Kiwanuku's album. Yeah, you know I was gonna struggle with that one. Man.
You African too, mad.
It's mad, isn't it? Where's he from?
Uganda or something.
Yeah,
If you got that
if it was
wrong,
Nigerian, then
just
boy,
say
yeah, I'd be embarrassed, but that's cool.
Shout out to Uganda, East Africa.
Yeah, for real, man.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And also shout out to Sims, man. You are appreciated in this room anyway. You have an amazing
100.
album. Everyone go stream that. Make sure that
Go
she
stream it. Honestly, everyone
make
double
sure that
take
she
on it.
becomes
Please.
the star that she deserves to be,
Nah,
basically.
honestly, go listen to it.
Trust me.
Best album in recent memory.
Trust me, man.
100%. Well, there was a topic that we wanted to get to
Oh,
on our
these
first-
segues.
on our first episode. Why not?
These
There was
segues.
But yeah, there was a topic that we wanted to talk about on the first episode that we didn't really get to because we felt like we needed a bit of time to really like dissect it. And the topic basically was which era or which decade was the best for rap.
Oh man.
And we told Peter he can't
The
say the
90s.
70s and 80s.
We did tell Peter he can't do the 70s and 80s.
Yo, you're both bastards, man.
So we said the 90s, the 2000s, or the 10s.
No need.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even do the 70s or the 80s.
Yo,
for
relax,
rap.
we don't.
No, because like them man weren't even rapping that well.
Oh, just clap your hands.
No, you can't say that about the 80s. Because the 80s, you had Slick Rick.
Who was it that had that bar?
Oh.
You're not number one. You're not even the best. And you can't win no real MC contest. Huh.
Yo, fam. Nah, they used to rap.
Fam, you know they made that
Yo, I
weird
don't
sound
care
at
what
the end.
anyone says. Yo, fam, them man. Yeah, they couldn't rap, bro. We're not gonna anyone.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. We're not going to say they couldn't rap.
Okay,
but
cool. Fight
But they
me.
were the
It
best
was very
rappers of-
simplistic
Alright, no,
to
fight
where
me.
it ended up going, innit?
Fight me.
Nah, I'm cool,
Them
bro.
man are whack.
But you also have to remember that they were the best rappers of their time.
It's wild,
Mad,
man.
innit?
Oh.
But then when you had the 80s, that's mad.
Oh,
When you had
Charlie.
the 80s, the 80s, you saw
Shout out to Rakim. They got one of the goats.
Rakim, Chuck D, KRS-One,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Slick
don't
Rick.
care about Chris.
Big Daddy Kane.
Shout out to Slick Rick.
Slick Rick, yeah.
Shout
Man.
out to Slick Rick.
But anyway, the topic
London
was...
Zone.
Shout out to
Slick
21.
Rick's from London.
He is, yes.
Shout out to 21 Savage. Newham Zone.
Oh, you're stupid, man.
You idiot.
Newham Zone.
He ain't
21
from
Savage.
London. Man. Is he from Europe?
He's from Newham. He was born in Newham.
He is,
Legit.
Oh, for real?
Yes,
Oh,
fam.
man.
21 Savage from legit from Newham.
Hospital. 100%.
I
I was
don't-
here for the first 5 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
man.
counts.
Damn, man, that news came and went, didn't it?
Most
Yeah,
successful artist that's
bro,
ever come out of the
starting.
UK. Rapper wise,
Stop
anyway.
it.
Rapper wise, he is.
No,
Stop
he's
it.
not.
21 Savage is not the biggest rapper we've ever had from the UK.
No.
Are you like high?
Are you high?
He's bigger than him.
Yo, yeah, please, I beg we find a replacement for Mo. Cause
Yeah,
I can't
I'm not actually going to
no more.
indulge this because you know you're wrong. You're laughing at me because you know you're wrong.
Oh, you say replace me?
Yeah, man, we got to replace
He's
you.
not gonna think you're serious.
I mean, Saeed, whenever you're free, innit?
Yeah,
Oh,
word,
shout out
man.
to Saeed. Oh yeah.
Saeed.
By the way, the intros. Did you not plug it last week?
Yeah, we plugged it last week.
Oh, do you?
Did we-
man?
wait, did we
No,
plug it last
never.
week?
We never.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we were supposed to, innit?
Yeah, you can plug it now.
Oh, you plug it.
You can plug it, man.
Fam, you
It's your family, fam.
You men are shambles.
Yeah, we plug it.
Basically, thank you.
Almost, man.
thank you to Saeed for providing us with wonderful intro music. Appreciate it. That's literally all it was.
Yeah, it also goes by
Also, go on
Helios.
social media. What's your Instagram? I always wanted
Doesn't
to
matter.
do
Why
this
you acting
Doesn't
shy for?
because I
man?
always wanted to do this.
What?
Yeah, he's shy. If you guys want to just go to
Weirdo.
the, we'll plug it next on the thing in there. I'll comment on it and
Damn,
add it.
You're atrocious. Anyway, back to the
I need to
topic.
figure this out.
Back to the topic at hand. Basically, we had a debate. Well, I basically had an idea to have this debate, which I think is a really interesting one about which rap decade has been the best: the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. I already know what I'm arguing. I'm going to say the 90s. Mo, what would you say?
I'm gonna say the 90s.
You're going to say the 90s?
Yep.
And Peter?
Obviously, the 90s. Obviously.
Why
Obviously.
you gonna put obviously in there?
No, because it's obvious.
But I feel like there's
Like-
a
That's
fuck
what you said yesterday.
No, I mean, I'm gonna talk about the 2000s to 2010 in it, but I think the 90s probably had like more consistent great albums and might have been the most influential
Era.
period, which is why we will all say the 90s. But let's not act like it's that far between that decade and then 2000 to 2010, because 2000 to 2010 there's a lot of like great albums dropped, a lot of influential projects dropped as well. Like Jay-Z dropped like
Kanye West.
maybe like 2-3 of his best albums in his discography. Kanye, Wayne, caught on fire in like that period.
Yeah, the one.
MF Doom dropped like his well, what's the matter with you,
Dude, just-
fam?
Shout
Don't
out
hate
to
on
you
Doom,
better,
bro.
Yo, shout out to with
Don't
I
listen.
will
You're gonna
take
put
off
some
my
respect
earbuds.
on Doom's.
I didn't say that.
You might need to get replaced.
I
if
didn't
you
say that.
anything
I didn't
bad
say
about
that.
it.
He's chatting in it.
You say that. You say that.
But yeah, man. So like the Dooms, they dropped like Doom dropped an influential project that would inspire like the Tyler Creators, the Earl
He got two
Sweatshirts, and
influential projects.
yeah, and then Madlib with Quasimoto, and then like Dilla re-emerged like in the 2000s with Slum Village as well. So we can't just say it's clear cut because a lot of influential stuff came out in the 2000s.
I'm not sure if it's clear cut, but I do think the 90s, if we're just talking on a music standpoint, like you said, is more consistent, I feel, because maybe the fact that there weren't as many people doing it, but you did have like a lot, and I mean a lot of classic albums from that period. Right? And just classic rappers who are still doing it now, rappers who like we put in our top 5 and stuff like that. So for people like Tupac, people like
What's that?
Mos Def, DMX, Eminem. He came the tail end of.
Eminem's not in any of our top 5.
I know.
You should have said Eminem, bro.
Just
Honestly, you should have said Eminem.
I didn't mean in relation to our top 5.
No, because I knew Peter was gonna go.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he's not in any of our top 5s.
alright, cool.
We're not going to keep
But
mentioning.
even him, he dropped an amazing album like in the 2000 to 2010 period. Like I don't know how impactful it was or how influential it was, but it was a very good album.
That's very true.
And that was Eminem at his peak. So, yeah, I just don't think it's as clear cut as everyone likes to make out, man. Everyone loves the 90s. We all love the 90s, but I think we should also show some respect between, you know, the 2000 and 2010 as well.
No, it's definitely a period of time that is what we're indebted to. It's an amazing period. I just think that the 90s quality in terms of the work that was being put out, in terms of the changing climate, obviously, because you got to factor in all the other stuff like the East Coast, West Coast stuff, the bling bling era, if you want to say, like the shiny suit era, stuff like that. So there were a lot of like seismic shifts culturally that went down in the 90s as well, as did the 2000s. But I think maybe the changes in the 90s kind of allowed for what would happen in the 2000s. So in that respect, it was kind of very much like an evolutionary period of hip hop in the same way the 2000s, but maybe to a greater extent.
But musically, I feel like the music was better.
When?
2000s, 2010 musically.
For real?
Yeah, man. I feel like in the 90s, and no disrespect to the 90s because I love the 90s, but it was very samey with that, you know, that dusty boom bap sound that, you know, a lot of artists had. Whereas 2000s, 2010 was very futuristic, man. I feel like, you know, the Kanye's helped with pushing music forward, and then the Dillas, you know, I guess Dilla kind of was kind of picked up where Q-Tip kind of left off, but he kind of revamped it and gave it to us in a different form. So yeah, I think musically we grew a lot from the 2000s onwards, man, and it was a lot more advanced as far as like the production styles and the producers and the kits that they would use as well. Whereas the 90s, I feel like they all kind of use the same MPCs and shit. That's what it sounded like.
Definitely,
you feel me?
That's a fact, though.
Especially in New York. Especially in New York. You're right. But at the same time, the 90s obviously did have Tribe. They did have what Dre was doing in the West Coast. They had, like, what's it? Who were they? Bun B and
UGK.
There you go. UGK. Obviously, Organized Noise as well, and they were very big on no sampling. They were very big on original music, and the Organized Noise music you can put it up against anything from any era or any decade for me, because that's how good the music is. So maybe it was a case of having little but getting the most out of it. I do think, like, technology-wise, the 2000s.
That's naturally going to happen, though.
It's naturally going to happen. It's naturally going to happen.
Yeah, but there was also a lot of crap that came up between 2000 and 2010 as well. So
a lot of crap,
although, you know,
although,
like, yeah,
let your chain hang low with them.
Why you got to know every song?
What do you mean?
Like, singing every song.
Do you not remember that song?
Nah, what song is that?
Shout Mims.
Yeah, but you remember that song. What? Let your chain hang low with the wobble.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the name of the song.
Let your chain hang low. Is that the...
Bro.
That song was whack, anyway.
And that's probably a knock against 2000. Obviously, with like the burp, the internet and everything, it was more accessible for people who maybe weren't that gifted lyrically or musically to just pick up a mic and do it. That's why we had Laffy Taffy. That's why we had that. That's why we had. This is why I'm hot. This is why we had the whole crunk music era.
Jay Quan.
You know what I'm saying? Jay Quan, even though that's a banger. Whereas in the 90s,
yo, we really had some whack like rappers and musicians.
I think we had just as many whack artists in the 90s as well, but
it just wasn't accessible.
We didn't hear them.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you're,
I think we heard them.
Nah,
we didn't hear them as much.
Not as much. There was no internet back then like that. So if they were whack, you just don't hear them.
We started Chris
Period.
Cross.
Is there?
Chris Cross, another bad creation.
Bad creation.
What was I saying? Yeah, I said 90s because what did I say? Yeah, because I don't think it's close. By the way, there's a low. I think the whack outseeds the badness in the 90s. If you know what I mean.
I think
the whackness in 2000s was a lot.
Yeah,
like, it was OD with it. Like there was a period, I think it was from like 06 to 2010, where it was just a constant overflow, just shit artists.
Yeah.
Like it was just a dumb overflow, man.
I guess in one sense.
You know what I mean? Like, and plus 90s, two of my favorite albums are from the 90s.
I guess in one sense it might be a little bit unfair to compare the 90s to 2000s because of what was going on in the world, obviously technology, all that stuff. So maybe in one respect, the 90s has the edge because we didn't hear that much bad stuff. Well, I mean, what we consider bad in the 2000s, like we've just mentioned, we wouldn't have been able to hear in the 90s as much. Whereas in the 2000s, obviously, music was kind of more democratized because anyone could do it, which meant that anyone could just pick up a mic and pick up an MPC or whatever.
No, you're right.
And 808 and just have a blast. but I'm still 90s simply because of the music that came out of it. It might be maybe because I'm a boom bap head and I just love that anyway. So I guess there's a little bit of bias there, but you just got to think about all the stuff that came out. Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt, Ready to Die,
Miseducation.
The Chronic,
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Miseducation,
But-
Lauryn Hill, The Score.
I don't know if all them albums aged well.
Majority of them did.
I think
Also-
because of that dusty boom bap, I don't know if it still sounds great today. Whereas a lot of albums between 2000 to 2010, dude,
lot.
all Kanye albums still sound great today, apart from Users, which is like,
And yeah.
he was like, but I don't even count them, man.
Why not?
Trash.
Because they're just that bad.
Jesus was hell.
Bounty was really good,
I'm
though.
not doing this.
But yeah, no, yeah, we're
I'm
not doing that.
I'm not
But
doing
do you get what I mean, though? Like,
I think Illmatic aged well.
it sounds, but it sounds,
It sounds dated.
yes.
It sounds
then
like
that's
it sounds like a product of its time. But
But I think
It's
that's
just
kind of-
naturally going to happen.
But I think that's kind of like a strike on the album. If it's
How? Because after 20 years, it doesn't sound
no, but like
as fresh.
I think it's perfectly fine for an album to sound like its time.
Yeah. It's naturally going to
100%.
happen.
I
It's
don't
20
think- I
years
don't
down the
think
line.
there's a strike against it. I don't think not every album has the luxury of sounding
Timeless.
timeless or sounding futuristic. Kanye is Kanye. Like outside of Kanye, who else is there that you can say that about
what it just sounds timeless.
from the 2000s?
I'd have to think, but
But
I
yeah,
feel
we-
what you're saying now. I get what you're saying.
Because something like a Lupe, and obviously Lupe, he dropped 2 classics in the 2000s as well.
He gets overlooked.
He gets overlooked. I think that maybe in 10 years' time, maybe we'll be having the same debate whether it aged well or not. I do think it's fine to have albums that sound like they're from the 90s because they're a moment in time. They're
I
like-
prefer that though.
Yeah, no, I don't think
prefer
I don't
that,
think
though.
that's
I
bad
want
at all.
my
I don't think that's
Old
bad.
albums to sound dated. Do you know what I mean? I still want that feel like of back then.
But then those albums that don't sound dated, I think, kind of sound better.
I disagree
Not
though.
if,
I
not if
want
the
my
album,
dated.
not if the albums themselves are bad.
True.
Fair enough.
If the album is bad but it sounds timeless, that's a strike on the album
True.
because the album
That's
is
true.
bad.
Yeah, that's very true.
Whereas if you've got a classic album from that sounds like it's from the night, or no, okay, maybe let's say classic. If you've got something like I don't know, like a Big L album, that's obviously sounding
Yeah,
very
it
90s.
sounds 90.
But-
yeah.
and I
but it's a
prefer-
great album.
Which one?
His first one.
You thought that was great?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was great.
These sidetrack combos are
Fun.
amazing.
Great rapper.
You
A lot of great rappers can't make good music though.
100%.
Yeah.
Big L can make good music though.
Could he?
I don't know if he could.
Could he?
Good music.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Right, okay.
I don't know.
You didn't
Lyrically, he was nice
You
though.
didn't like Put It On.
Not really, no.
Wow.
No, not really.
Fair. That's interesting.
But that's just Big L though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we can relate to anyone, like a Redman or whoever.
I was never a massive fan of Redman.
Yo, what's these
Redman.
conversations?
Do you like Redman?
Nah,
Yeah, I was never a massive fan.
I'm just saying. Sorry. I liked How High.
You're flipping
Bro.
idiot. Which, I mean, that came out in the 2000s, oh boy.
No, I'm bad at it. Yeah,
the way I relate it
Redman's
back?
music.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for.
See,
Yeah,
the way
you
I
feel
relate
me?
it back.
I was there for Meths. I think Meths is nice with it.
Yeah.
But Redman's, I was never there for, personally.
Well, I mean, fair enough. He's dope. I've gone back to it and he's dope. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't think how an album sounds as it relates to how we think about it in the future makes it that much of a factor as to how amazing that actual album or that
No,
actual
but an
music
album
is.
being timeless, sounding timeless, if it's already a great album, add something to it.
Okay.
Kendrick's albums all sound so far. I don't know about Damn, but A Good Kid and To Pimp
And damn.
sound quite timeless already. Damn sounds, I think that's going to be an album that's of the time. It was quite trappy. I think it's probably his most trappy album. We're still in that trappy era. It's going to sound like that, even in years to come. So I don't know how timeless that's going to be. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying I feel like sometimes if you can't tell when it was made, that timelessness adds like an extra component
I'm the
to
opposite
how
to you,
great the album is perceived as
I
well.
see what you're saying. I'm just the opposite.
I think that's why Life After Death, Biggie's album, sounds so great because it's quite timeless.
Yeah.
Ready to Die sounds dated as fuck. An amazing piece of work, but dated as fuck.
No, it is. Don't get me wrong. But for some reason, I've always been that guy that
I don't
likes
think it
that.
sounds that dated though.
Do you know?
Ah.
I think it sounds like 94.
And I think that's a good thing.
And I'm not saying it's
That's
bad.
all I'm saying. I
No, you man
I
not-
want
you
my
man not-
albums to sound like
I don't
that.
want you man to
my
feel
albums-
like I'm saying that just because it sounds like it's 90s, it's bad.
It's
I'm not
bad.
saying
You're
that.
just saying you
I'm
want
just
it to
saying that
go-
if it doesn't sound like it's dated,
So when you pick it up, you can't
It's your
tell.
tone.
sorry, man. I can't help it, man.
Definitely his tone.
So when you want to pick up an album, you don't want to tell what year it came out.
I don't mind, but I just feel like
If you don't, it just adds to it. If you can't tell when it came out.
exactly.
Okay.
The timelessness to it, I feel like just adds
I'm
an
the
extra
opposite,
component
because
to
I
it.
want
I
my
think,
albums to
but
come.
I think any decade of rap has that problem. Like you have
See, I don't think the 2000s do that.
Soldier Boy doesn't sound dated. Crank that Soldier Boy.
Supreme Clientele don't sound dated.
Look at the extreme example.
I know, right?
I was just about to say that. Where you going
You
with
can't
this,
compare
fam?
Supreme
Where
Clientele.
you going with this, fam? This guy said Soldier Boy.
The point I'm making is that those albums are both dropped in the 2000s.
But at the same time, Supreme Clientele, if you really look at it, like Mighty Healthy,
Yeah, that was recorded. Yeah, all right,
that's
cool,
that's
fine.
90s.
I shot myself in the foot with that.
Nutmeg is it's,
little bit.
that all sounds 90s.
All right, fine.
Supreme Clientele.
All right,
even though-
bad example, man.
Fair enough.
Took it back that quick.
Yeah, man.
Everyone-
He
I
shot
think
me down
everyone-
real
I think-
quick.
But I think
Yo, I'm not
everyone,
gonna lie.
yeah, I think every decade, even if you come to here in the 2010s, like you have Whip and Nene, like no one's gonna listen to that. Like that's gonna be dated in a few years' time because no one listens to that shit
That's
no
dating
more.
now.
But there you go.
That's dated
So
now,
everyone,
fam.
I think everyone has. I think every decade has that issue of how it sounds. But again, I'm not saying you think it's a bad thing because obviously you've made it clear it's not.
Yeah.
But I don't see the disadvantages of having an album from the 90s that sounds like it's from the 90s. Also, because obviously, again, as we keep mentioning, technology wasn't as advanced. So you were gonna have the same equipment, you were gonna have the same methods of making beats and rapping a certain way. So there's gonna be that element there.
I don't know about that because around 96, 97, there was a shift. When Tupac dropped All Eyes on Me, I don't know if it still sounded 90s-ish. I think it was that album and Life After Death, which came out in 97, I felt like it was like gearing towards future sounds. So I don't know I think maybe from about 89 to about 95, it all sounded very 90s-ish. But I feel like All Eyes on Me and Life After Death was like the beginning of the so-called 90s sound shifting.
Ambitions as a rider.
Dum, 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 dum.
We can hear the Casio keyboard.
I'm going home.
That is the most dated song. If anything, fam.
All right,
is a
all right,
dated
cool,
song.
fine. All right, take away All Eyes on Me. Life After
Just
Death.
No,
man.
I'm with you though. I hear that.
But there are some songs, maybe it's because of how well it's mastered, but there are some songs on All Eyes on Me that don't sound like 90s.
It all sounds nice to me. If I'm
All right,
honest.
fair enough.
Like, if I'm really looking through it, like kind of fall in love, maybe not so much, but some of the deeper cuts like Life Goes On or like Ambitions as a Rider or like War Stories, that all sounds nice to me. It's like a different element of 90s, but it's still kind of nice.
All right, maybe
it's not
it's
necessarily-
that then.
Yeah, because it's the thing. I don't think boom bap and 90s are that synonymous.
Yeah, because there were different sounds within the 90s
Exactly.
that still sound 90s.
Like the Fugees
Yeah.
don't sound anything like
No,
anybody what their contemporary sounded like, or Tribe
Yeah,
for me. But it still sounds like the 90s.
Nice.
true.
It's just their own spin on it, and I think that relates to people in the 2000s as well. Maybe not Kanye as much, but because he's gone clear. But
Yeah.
it's definitely like 50 Cent, for example, in the club. That sounds very of its time.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It
So-
does, man.
I do see what you're saying about giving the 2000s its credit, because obviously a lot of amazing stuff came out. Like some of our favorite artists came out in the 2000s and stuff. But
Definitely.
But me personally, being a 90s head, someone who actually like, actively listens to that 90s rap,
Old head.
because I'm call me old head if you want. My bias is always going to tell me the 90s because too much good stuff came out at that time. So more so than the 2000s for me.
I mean, I agree. That was my.
You just got
That was my
to go on Wikipedia and see
It's tough,
the
man.
list.
If
You got to
see
see the list.
If you see the list of the people
From
that came
across
out in the 90s,
e-
the albums
from-
that came
I
out
feel
in the
like I
90s.
loved more albums between 2000 and 2010 than I did the 90s, man. I'm going to be real.
But then you love the artists more in the 90s than the 2000s.
I think that's more so for the music though.
I
You
think
like
you
the actual
definitely.
music.
I think you definitely prefer the artists that came in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah,
Just
I
look at the
did,
top 10.
yes. But the music, I prefer 2000s.
Well, what we talk about, then it comes down to.
I mean, but he's definitely talking about like the musical
Is
element.
it about the
Yes, I'm
music
talking about the
element, or
musical
is it about
elements.
just period, the people that came out plus the music, or is it just
The music. The music. I was talking about the
solely
music. Yes.
I mean, I still prefer the 90s.
I know, I
2000s had a
understand
lot
it,
of
but
whack stuff.
I think I listen to more 2000s onwards. I went through a period in my life where I was mainly 90s, but I kind of got a bit bored, man.
So no one's going to mention 2010s?
It's not done yet.
I'm saying no one's going to mention
It's
that.
basically done, but no.
No one's going to mention it.
I mean,
I feel you. I just wanted to
Kendrick,
ask the question.
Drake,
You better say that
Cole.
name, bro. Cool.
What did Cole drop?
I'm not doing this.
go to the 10s.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing this.
that was like, that made the era so great.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing
Oh,
this.
no, he dropped Friday Night Lights in 09, didn't he?
I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
But I mean, his mere existence
That's what I'm saying. No. Let Peter
is
rock.
mere.
No, let Peter rock.
Yo, listeners,
That
if you
sounds
can
mad
see Mo's
disrespectful.
face right now.
That sounds
This guy
mad-
wants to swing for
That
you.
sounds mad
Let Peter
disrespectful. But I'm saying he has become one of his generation's best in the 2010s.
Second best.
Second best. Cool. So I think we
I
have
would
to
like
put.
to-
I think we.
I ain't even saying
That's a
nothing.
good thing though. That's a highlight. That's
No.
a highlight.
I'm not disrespecting Cole. There's someone in this room that is.
Peter.
That's all I'm saying, fam.
But why am I
Because
disrespecting
let's
Cole?
not act like. I know the conversation is 90s, 2000s, so I don't want to stick on Cole. But don't do that.
We're going to have a real
Don't
convo
do
about
that.
Cole one
Don't
day.
do that. Don't do that.
I keep
Like,
saying
I'm
this.
talking to you, your brother.
We are going to have a real conversation about J. Cole on this podcast. It's necessary.
No. Yeah, 100%. I want to.
It's absolutely necessary, man.
But so you guys just don't think the 2010s are there at
Nah,
all.
man. I just don't think. I don't think enough
I think
great
I think
albums
this
dropped.
era, 2010 to 2020, had the most whackness in it. Album free.
Yeah.
But then is it because it's more accessible?
But there were
But then-
still a lot of
I
good
don't know
albums.
about that, though.
But then does the question come into that it's more accessible? Because the reason why 2000s out trumped the 90s with whackness is because it was more out there, and it's only gone worse now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With SoundCloud and everything, I think there's from 2010 to 2020, 2010 to 2020, there's definitely more whack artists than there were in the 2000s or the 90s.
Do you think?
But that's because it's just maybe it's because we're getting older.
But do you think
And we
more
can't
whack
relate to
music
young.
came out in the 2000s than the 2010s?
No, I think in the 2010s more whack artists came out.
No whack music though.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But then I don't know if it's because we're getting older, which we got to acknowledge, and then we just can't relate to what the kids are rapping about.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because if you talk to an old head, banner aside, they're going to tell you, yo, the 80s trumps 2000s.
Yeah.
'Cause
They're going to say
older.
the 80s is better than the 90s.
That's my point.
Like the
But then-
Ghostfaces,
exactly.
the Raekwons, they all call
That's
the
what-
80s the golden
my point.
period.
Whereas-
Whereas the 90s for us is the
That's
golden
my point.
period.
It's because age plays a factor. So we can't look at 2010s and say, yeah, you might not
You're right.
whack, but at the same time, we're getting old. I can't relate to Little Pump, Little Xan, Little Who.
But there was still a lot of great albums. Like Kendrick, for me, dropped his best project within that time as well. When did he drop
like
To Pimp a
Kendrick-
Butterfly?
2015.
Yeah.
Was it 2015?
You feel me?
When did
And
Forest-
that's, to me, that's like that's just one of the best albums, full stop for me.
When did Forest Hills drop?
You know what it dropped.
2014.
But it wasn't even a great album.
So, yeah,
I think it was his best album up to that point, and then
KOD.
His best album was a mixtape.
KOD.
don't do that.
I'm saying.
We're talking about albums. though.
KOD.
But I'm not going to stand for Cole right now. I'm going to save it for another
You're
episode.
saying that now.
I'm going to save it for another episode, man.
God bless you.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
Does the goodness of the 2000s outweigh the 2010s?
just
Oh, for
straight,
sure.
if we're just about
Sure.
goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
You gotta remember, one of the best albums of all time, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, came out in the 2010s.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Came out in 2010.
Yeah.
And To Pimp came out 2010.
Pimp came out 2010.
Section 80 came out 2010.
Victory Lap came out 2018.
Yeah, no, I'm
Section
still
80 came
I'm
out
still
2010.
sticking with the 2000s.
No, but wait, Section 80 came out 2010 as well.
Because without Dilla, Slum Village dropped Fantastic Volume 2 in 2000, I think. Without Dilla,
They've been recording that in the 90s though.
you ain't going to do this,
That's
bro.
a fact.
It's true.
You ain't going
Fact.
to do this,
But that's
bro.
a
It's
fact.
true.
That's a fact.
Because they dropped Fantastic Volume 1 in the 90s.
Volume 2 came out in 2000. I don't care when it was recorded.
You just came out
When
you
was
came
the
out a release
release?
date.
When was
You came
the
out a
release date? Yes, fam. But
That's what you got it.
But, then that's
but
a good
without
topic, though.
without the Dillas, we may not even have the Kanye's to drop.
But we're just
the stuff
watching-
like
but
that.
we're not
So
talking- we're
I'm
not-
talking about the impact as
Are you-
well.
But then are you talking about impact? You just said you're just about music alone.
As well as you can't negate from the impact of certain artists.
But if we're
that
talking about
drops
just
as well.
music alone, does the music in 2010 outweigh 2000s?
No,
Just music alone.
I don't think so, man. You ain't going to give me two amazing albums and tell me.
It's
Yeah.
not two. It's all of Kendrick's.
All right, cool.
When did 808 come out?
That's not enough for
wait.
me to say that he.
don't remember.
That's not enough for me to
No,
say
I'm,
that.
I'm just asking for the sake of asking.
I don't think that's enough to say that that period is better than 2000 2010. No, it's just not.
It's a
enough.
bit harder to like conjure up
Yeah.
obvious examples of like amazing albums from the 2010s, which is kind of mad considering that we're living in it now.
Yeah.
But
Practically done.
it's practically done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the 2010s has been good in that respect because we've been able to
It's
see.
been consistent. To a certain extent, I feel like it's been consistent.
I don't know. I think
It has.
it's kind
I
of
don't know if
carried
it
on.
has.
I think
It
it's
has.
kind of carried on the separatism between like what we consider like great and what we consider whack. I think it's carried on that from the 2000s. In my opinion, anyway. I don't think.
I think that's always going to be there though,
yeah, it's always going to be
because I think it was there in the 90s.
It's looking like it's getting worse, though.
Definitely done nice.
It's looking like it's a big gap now. But I honestly think, like I said before, age plays a factor.
Age definitely plays a factor, and
These young rappers look whack to me.
and there's just so
Every
many of them.
single one of them.
There's just so many of them.
Yeah, like all of them just look dead to me. Like, every time I hear them, I'm not about. There's some that are good. I'm talking about Little Baby. Them are not alright. Little Baby, Gunna, Roddy Rich. I'm talking about the one with the face notes and shit.
I understand what you're saying because I'm getting older. You man
No,
know
you don't
how I
like-
feel
no
about
one.
these new
Don't like me.
rappers.
That's anyone.
A lot of them are horrible to me. So I completely get what
Then
you're
what
saying.
team?
Horrible.
Okay.
They rap horrible to me. So I
Patrick.
get what,
Hat trick of horrible.
But I give them a chance.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Whereas you don't.
Yeah, you man give them.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I give them a chance, which is
I think
What's
I think they should be offered the chance to be.
you can't. Yeah, you can't be that old head that sits in the corner and be like back in my day.
No, he'll happily do that though.
No, but that's what Pete is.
Why
That
can't I
guy-
do that? Though?
Back in my day, yeah.
I'm not saying you.
No, I'd never.
I
I'd
had
never
Joe
drove.
Budden that had mixtapes.
Oh,
I had the Mood Music Collection.
yo, Mohammed, I swear down. We're gonna fight,
Back when
man.
mixtapes were actual mixtapes.
Yeah, like DJ
On
Envy had,
cassette,
DJ
and I
Envy
sold
had
them
to
in the
sell
trunk of my
Nah,
car.
It weren't Envy. It was
DJ Envy had to sell CDs.
DJ Clue.
And
DJ
had to
Clue.
sell-
Yeah, it was the
Clue
Clue.
had
Clark
to do
Kent.
Desert Storm. And they had to do Desert Storm. And we didn't have Westfield.
Yo, shout out, fam.
The
man.
exclusive, heavy.
Envy.
No, it's DJ Clue. It's DJ Clue. Clue.
Oh, this guy from
Oh, what, Westwood?
Who?
Which was his one?
Huh?
What was his one?
It's going down, baby.
I'm not there for it. I'm not
Holla!
there. No, I'm not. Stop it. Stop
Shout out
it.
Westwood though.
Shout out. No, wait.
No.
Yeah, shout out Westwood.
Shout out Westwood.
Yeah,
man.
he's done quite a bit for the scene.
He's a legend
He's
in
helped,
these
man. He's
streets.
helped. He's helped.
He's a legend in these streets.
Yeah, man. He's helped.
For the simple fact.
No, he's a legend. Still a guest.
No, for the
A
simple
legend,
fact that he's
legend.
able to wind Big Batty LaQuisha and never lose composure.
No, he's a
Big
legend.
Batty
He's a,
LaQuisha.
no, he's a legend. He's a guest. He's a legend nonetheless.
He's 100% a legend. You got to think about all the legendary freestyles.
No, but I
that have
rate
been on
Westwood, man.
TV.
Westwood-
Yeah, man. Them
That-
freestyles. He helps facilitate those freestyles.
Westwood, I will never knock. He's done a lot. Like, I'll knock Charlie Sloth, but Westwood, I won't.
Yeah, I don't like
Westwood
Stevie,
done a lot for us, whether we like to admit it or not. I'm sorry. Westwood, he puts on the radio. Like, he done a lot for the culture.
Westwood
I'm sorry.
crawled so Charlie Sloth could walk.
Say again?
Westwood crawled
Oh, so Charlie Sloth can walk.
so Charlie Sloth could walk.
Charlie Sloth don't walk.
What does he do?
Charlie Sloth don't walk.
He sloughs.
He sloths. Like, Charlie Sloth looks like he hasn't walked a day in his life.
Huh?
Charlie Sloth looks like he hasn't walked a day in his life.
Mad.
Like,
You don't care, do you? You don't care, do you?
nah, man. Anyway, shout out to Westwood, honestly.
Yeah.
But Charlie Sloth.
Okay,
Are
so
there any like black DJs that like are in like the Westwoods positions?
There's a black DJ I love. What's her name again?
Cyan?
Nah, what's her name? She buff.
Who?
What's her name? We've seen her before.
AG.
Is it AG?
Yeah, but I'm talking
know,
about.
And she was in Tottenham. Well, she's a DJ though. She was on the Tottenham show.
On the Tottenham show. Can't remember who you're talking about.
I know, man.
But I'm talking about on like the same sort of.
Oh hell no.
Nah?
Black D. Not in the rap world.
UK, yeah.
In the UK rap world. Nah.
But who is on that level though? It's literally only Westwood.
Because you got
Sloth.
like Mr. Jam and like Trevor Nelson and stuff. But
Trevor,
they're not,
okay,
like-
Trevor Nelson,
but
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
They're not.
Trevor Nelson's
But they're
still alive.
alive.
Huh?
Trevor Nelson's not really hip hop grime, though, is
Exactly.
he? Yeah.
Exactly.
Trevor Nelson's still alive.
Yo, stop that. He's alive and very
Yo,
well.
listen,
man.
fam,
He's
Now-
alive and looking younger than you in the
Allow
face.
it,
I believe
man.
you.
We're not gonna do that. We're not disrespecting Trevor Nelson.
Cool. When was the last time you watched MTV Base?
They don't do that.
I
No.
must exactly.
He's on
That's-
BBC One now, Radio One.
Is he?
He's been on
Oh,
there for
shout out to
time.
Trevor Nelson,
Bruv.
fam. Okay, now we're
guy.
talking.
It's not 03 anymore, bro.
I thought he got cancelled with the lick. Remember he showed the lick.
I said the lick.
Remember the lick on MTV
I
Base?
remember the
That was
lick.
his show, you know.
Yeah, that's hard. Yo, I hate
He
bro,
was the king
man.
for a while. Man.
What?
He was the king for a while. As
He
far
still
as,
is. Like, he still is.
Yeah,
he's,
fully.
he's that guy, Trevor Nelson.
But yeah, Mr.
Bad
Jam, Trevor Nelson, but they're not like in the rap world, so it is what it is. But we can all agree. Well, I suppose we didn't agree. I suppose we did agree that it was the 90s.
Yeah,
but
mean,
obviously
yeah,
you
we're
have
gonna
your
agree with
reservations
that,
about
I feel, yeah.
Yeah.
General consensus is 90s and we agreed.
But man, the 90s allow for everything that came after it. But you can say the
No,
same
I
about,
agree.
But you
Yeah.
can say the same about the 80s and all that stuff as well. But it is a fact.
Yeah, shout out Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, because without them, we wouldn't have had the 90s.
100%.
Okay,
Without Big Daddy Kane, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Run
Big
DMC.
J.
Yeah.
Them man,
Grandmaster Kaz.
Grandmaster Cash out.
You're not
Grandmaster Cash.
number one. You're not even the best. You can't will no.
And they just put their head on their head.
Why they do like
Why do you want to
the
do
break
that?
dancing
They
thing,
put their
innit?
hand on their head.
No, shout out
fam.
Master G.
Put a cardboard on the floor and shit.
The G to the double E.
These men used to get a cardboard, walk out, put it on the floor and start breakdancing.
Start spinning on their necks
Stop
and all
here.
sorts,
Hey, do
man.
not knock the foundation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not knocking it.
Because without them, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm sure my mom gave birth to me.
I'm talking about us.
Yo, what?
My thing. On that note, bloody hell, man. That was a flipping ridiculous
Oh, man.
statement. But
As you can see, we're getting more comfortable, guys.
I mean, you're obviously getting more comfortable in chatting shit, so that's
Word.
cool. That's obviously great. And you're getting more comfortable in mentioning R&B at every turn, so that's cool.
Yeah, man.
And, you know, I'm just in the middle here, just chilling. But yeah, I think that's all we got time for, you know.
Yep.
Any last words and thoughts, gentlemen?
Man, just thank you for listening, and yeah, listen again.
Just like that?
I didn't know what else to say, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
Feel
Yeah.
me?
Thank you for listening.
We're mad awkward,
You
innit?
got a terrible man, this man.
Bro, come on, man.
God bless you.
We're not radio,
Hey,
man.
fam.
You've got the radio experience.
Honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say
saying
bye.
that.
I'm just saying the
Like,
truth.
I don't know how to say bye.
I don't know how to sign
Yeah,
off.
like, yo, deuces. Like,
You feel me?
everything just sound awkward. Like, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
We thank you for tuning in.
Is that what we got to say?
We thank you.
Do we not?
Yeah, we do thank you.
Shut up then. We thank you for tuning in to our second episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time.
Send us some critique. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
And follow us on Instagram at Rhymes Dimes Pod. That's RHYMESDIMESPOD. The same handle on Twitter. And search Rhymes like Dimes Podcast on
all major
Facebook
platforms.
and
And then you, man,
On
want to
all-
plug your individual Instagram pages.
not really.
you're fine.
Nah?
Nah,
Alright, cool.
it's good there. It's all right.
Yeah, podcast available on all
Do you not
major
want to plug your
platforms.
Instagram page?
I don't have an Instagram page.
You don't have an Instagram.
But you, man, if you, man, want to, like, chat to me, just send an email to the group email.
Not a DM now.
What's the email?
Not a DM.
What's the email?
I don't even know.
You didn't even- I didn't
Rhymes-
even-
no, it's-
Rhymes like Dimes podcast at gmail.com.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
See, I'm the professional here, guys.
Send us some.
So
send
I'll-
us whatever you want, basically.
Yeah, man,
I'll leave
just-
in the words that we came.
Yeah.
Assalamu
Send us-
alaikum.
Just.
Was that DMX and Jay-Z freestyle?
The bodyguard.
Yo, he killed it, though.
Just so you know, if you do want to send us anything to that email,
Yeah.
address everything as Yemi and crew.
No, yeah.
listen.
Yeah, can we address that person?
This,
I haven't
you
even
know-
seen it.
Listen, all I'm saying is the person knows who done this.
Basically, we got an
you
email.
address-
We got an email from someone that addressed us as Yemi and crew.
Like, we don't have
and Mo,
names.
and Mo and Peter
Yo,
are really
listen.
in their feelings.
Like,
I'll
with
be
Kelly and Michelle.
Yo, listen, they say
Backup
T.O.
dancers.
Like,
no,
with
because
T.O.
Kelly and Michelle have names.
Bruv, they're moving like with T.O.
word,
and Jackson,
man.
bro.
They didn't even give us that
listen,
dignity.
they say T.O. and Jermaine Jackson.
you
I'm
imagine?
sorry, fam.
No, they got names.
They
Though.
say Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No, you're the gang.
No.
I'm cool. You're the gang.
No.
They ain't got names.
No, I'm not having it.
I'm Alvin. You're the Chipmunks.
Nah, fam. They say Terror Squad back in the day with DJ Khaled was holding Fat Joe's umbrella. I'm a grown man. I pay tax.
How old are you?
I pay 27. I'm 27.
Oh,
I'm turning 27 in 2 weeks.
that's good. That's good. But yeah, in future, please address all emails like
Rhymes like Dimes. Or Dear Guys. Or Hi Guys.
Yeah, man.
Or Dear
Keep it
Fellas.
simple.
or Hey fam.
You're getting ignored if you're white.
Yeah.
And you say Hey Fam. If you say Hey Fam and you're white, you're getting ignored.
Didn't you want to go on your rant?
No, we're not
Yeah.
doing that.
Just
Nah. Yeah, we don't encourage him, man, please.
Before we sign out.
No,
honestly,
no,
Listen,
no,
just before
no,
we sign out.
please, I'll beg
No,
you, don't
I'm
do
not going to go around. I just want one person, yeah. Before we sign out, yeah. If you're listening, well, I doubt you are, but if you're a fan of Yes Jules, you can tap out. I don't like you. I don't like your face. I don't like your Gareth Barry face as well, fam.
Wow.
No, listen, I'm not really not a fan of her, fam. I don't like her.
What's a Gareth
Her
Barry?
fake body. She look like she plays for Everton FC.
Yikes.
I'll go get another trim.
And on that note, we thank you for listening, and we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see you in a bit.
Yo, you let him do that, bro. You encourage that, right?
Fam, I mean, it was funny. Way more funny.
Nah,
Peace.
it's all good, man. Laters.